Granny's still on. She's running a little late, and Brain Bug is on, and the line is on, and so that's where everybody is, except for Stuart Sky. Thank you for coming by, and Dr. Cross, who is amazing, and I love her, and it's great. I'm glad to see you guys. Yeah, so Jenny came up with this idea of the Ask Us Anything thing. So I'm going to do that on any given open mic, and we'll just bullshit and talk, and you guys can throw out any questions you have about. I mean, it can literally be anything. You can ask us literally anything. We might not know the answer. We might decline to answer it
Let's
depending
put
on
it
what
this
it
way:
is.
it could be a question about, say, politics in the Mid East, but it also could be a
Yeah.
question of what color is your ass hair? It's
Dark brown. I know I shave it. I don't want ass hair. People are like, you shave it? I'm like, fuck yeah, I shave it. Like, guys who don't shave that shit, man, that shit's nasty. And I'm Italian. Like, my hair's oh, Jenny, I didn't tell you. I got belly hair. It's starting
oh,
to like creep up. So my whole
very good.
belly has like dark brown hair all over it. Like darker than what's on my head. My head's only like medium brown, but this is like
Uh-huh.
dark brown, almost black hair. And it's coming
Well,
in on my arms black, and it used to be all blonde.
well,
So
then
everything gets
you're officially more macho than I ever was, because I never had any body hair.
really.
No,
Yeah, I
nothing on my
just
chest,
realized
nothing
it
on my
one
stomach,
day.
nothing.
I was like, I took a shower, and you dry off or whatever, and then I always kind of like, I don't know, I just touched my belly or something, and I went, that's fuzzy. What the fuck? I mean, I've always had peach fuzz there, but not much, just the typical amount. I had a little like extra line of peach fuzz up and down, and that was it. But now it's all coming in black from the outside in. So I'm going to have that black haired dad bod soon. So it'll be fun. Jenna. All genders should shave their booty hairs. See, Dr. Cross, we talked about this before. It is very important to have a clean ass, especially if you want to have sex with somebody. It's very important. Jenna, I'm glad you made it too. And hi, Inquisitor. What is 7? I don't know what the star means. I'm horrible at higher math. Is that times? If it's times 6, it should be 42.
Yes.
I mean, I could do easy math like that all day. Give me anything you want. I'll fucking roll it off in my head real quick. Yeah, Ox said if you don't trim that stuff down there, it migrates up. It's funny, Ox. My ex-father-in-law said, somebody said to him about he's going bald, and he said, no, I'm not losing my, because they were like, oh, you're starting to lose your hair, man, that sucks. And he's like, I'm not losing my hair, and they were like, no, I mean, it looks like you are to me. And he goes, no, it's just going from here to here. His chest hair was really bad when he was older, and he was going bald, and his chest hair got really, really thick. So he said, I didn't lose it. It just migrated south. Your homework is finished. Great. The answer to everything. Oh, yeah, 42 is the answer to everything. Good job, Inquisitor. I didn't even catch it. That is the answer to everything. Welcome, JR. Yeah, so I'm going to start off on this topic because Jenny and I were kind of briefly touching on it. We were talking about doctors and stuff, and I have a new therapist, and I've seen him twice now. The first thing I noticed about him was that, well, not the first, I mean, I noticed it a little later as I was talking to him, but I felt very comfortable with him. I mean, I was still my normal little fidgety self, but I'm not like, every time I've ever gone to a therapist, I've always wanted to just like get the fuck out of the room. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be here. But I actually really enjoy talking to him. He's highly intelligent. He's been practicing for like 15, 20 years. He's got a shit ton of experience. He's really nice. He works out of his home. He has an office in his detached garage, his extra garage, where apparently he keeps his 60-something Corvette, which I'm gonna bug him eventually to see. But anyways, but he's just really like a laid back, chilled guy. He's not too stuffy, and First time I was there, and he was, he's like, well, tell me about this, tell me about that, and I was like, okay, well, let's start from the beginning. Right. So he's like writing down stuff, and he sets the pad of paper aside, right, his little binder, and then he goes, oh, and he picks it back up, and he writes something, he puts it back down, and then I said something else, and he goes, oh, and he grabs it, grabs it again, and I said, look, he said, I said, you can just hold that if you need to. You're gonna be writing a lot of shit. I'm pretty fucked up. And he said, well, I didn't want to create like a barrier between us and have this. I said, it doesn't bother me. I don't think about it like that. And he said, okay, because he's a psychologist, well, he's a psychotherapist, but
Worry
he's
about
got
that
like,
with your snowflake patients.
right. I just told him it doesn't bother me. I don't feel like you're ignoring me. We're facing each other and having a conversation, you know. And wasn't like across the room from me or anything. You know, a lot of them they'll put you like kind of far away from them, or they want you like right up against them, and it's weird. But he has like this comfortable distance set up, and you're not like on the other side of his desk. He has his desk on the outside wall away from where you're facing, so if he does anything at his desk, you're right here, like he's not hiding behind anything. It feels really like just open. He seems like a really honest guy. And he said, just so you know, I know this is going to sound cliche, but I have friends in the LGBTQIA plus community. And I said, really, Mike? And he goes, yeah. And I said, I have black friends too. And he busted up laughing. He knew exactly what I meant.
Is he black?
No, he's
Oh,
just a white guy, but he's very he's not one of those like masculine dudes. He's kind of like on the feminine side. Um I would like easily peg him as bisexual. Although he does not claim to be that, but that's kind of how I feel about him. He's not like he's like gentle and soft spoken, and I mean, this guy's I just felt like instantly comfortable with him. And he said, so what do you think at the end? And I said, I think I like you, Mike. And he said, deal. Because he said, he said, part of this relationship we're going to have, for me to be able to help you, you need to be able to trust me and be honest. And so we're going to be kind of like friends. And I said, okay, cool. I said, I could be your friend. So is he hot? No, he's an older guy. He's just average looking. I mean, when he was younger, he was probably kind of good looking. I don't know. I'm not into guys, Dr. Cross. I mean, I think he would have been, he's probably was good looking when he was younger. He's like 70. He's an older guy.
oh
But
God, old people.
yeah, Ox, there you go. Metrosexual. Yes. That's exactly what he is. That's exactly what he is. Like, he dresses nice, casual, but he's not wearing like, I don't know how to describe it. Like, it's more casual clothing, not like I'm being dressy and I have a tie on and my fucking suit jacket and all that shit.
Hey B, you
I
got to
asked
put
if
that
your brother.
chat up on the screen, or I have nothing to do with this show.
Oh, sorry. I keep forgetting, honey. I keep forgetting. Dr. Cross said, I was kidding. I asked if your brother was hot earlier.
I can read it. You just got to put it up there.
I know, but I was gonna read it anyways when you asked me to put it up. um, I don't know if my brother's hot. You guys would have to go look at him. You let me know. Dr. Cross is 42. They answered everything. Uh-huh. Yeah. I hear you.
His brother is kind of attractive in a sort of my brain is in outer space kind of way.
He's such a good guy, though. He's got some far out there ideas. And I just go, sometimes I go, huh? All right. And he's like, you see what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah. I said, I don't agree with you, but I see what you're saying. And he's like, okay. He knows I only think that about 8% of what he says could possibly be true.
Dr. Cross is 42, she says. Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's disappointing.
Already having problems getting it up? Nah, bro. My shit's always hard. I buy it in the store right now. And later on, I'll pump it up. So it'll always be good. I'll never need Viagra. So you guys can pick on me all you want, but fuck y'all. Anyways, so the point of me talking about this is he's teaching me a lot about PTSD, which is what I have, and on top of other fucking fucked up shit. And I'm really learning a lot about it, and I feel it's nice to have someone to describe it to you in layman terms instead of trying to open up a medical book and read about this shit you have and you don't understand half of it. You know, you're looking at it going, "The fuck's that mean?" You'd have to reference like every fifth word. You know, it's just I don't. I'm ADHD. I don't have the gumption or the time to do that. I'm not gonna look up every other word to figure out what it is and then go back and read it all. It's not happening. But no, he's a great guy, and he actually has been working later in the evening so he can see me. He opened up his schedule an hour later just so I could see him. So, and he's totally like loaded up with patients, but he said, "Well, he goes, I'd like to help you if you feel comfortable." Yeah. So I said, I'm good. And the great thing is he lives like, it takes me like 30 minutes to get into town from where I am, and he only lives like 8 or 10 minutes away from me. He's like on the way home, so I can leave work, hit his place, and then head home after that. So, and I'm only like 8 minutes away from my house, so it's weirdly convenient. And he's, and then I said, "Mike, you didn't tell me how much I owe you for a copay." He goes, "No, you don't owe me a copay." And I was like, "Are you sure? Because I think I do. You're like considered a specialist, right?" He said, "Well, let me tell you how we do it." And I said, "Okay." He said, "So like, let's say $160 and we charge the insurance $160 and they pay 120 or whatever. And then they leave you with the rest. We don't want the rest. We're just trying to get as much as we can out of the insurance." I said, "I don't blame you because most of you guys are paid shit. So I don't blame you for doing that." Like that's, they do some hard work, man. So,
Well, that means you got to bring them cookies.
right. So he said, you never owe me money." And I was like, "Are you sure?" Like, I don't know what to do with you. I'm always so used to
Oh,
paying
you're
somebody,
kind of rural. That means you bring them chickens.
I bring him chickens. Yeah. I'd have to go steal them from one of the neighbors, but I could
Well, you
probably
got to
do
do what you
that.
got to do.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Right. Bring him one frozen from the store. Sorry, you didn't have any live ones. uh, oh yeah, Bold. I know your kid's karate night. Bold said, "I wish you could be there right now, but karate night changed to Monday through Wednesday." No, that's all right, buddy. I love you either way. Mage said, trying to find a way to describe the biggest issue with the "don't say gay" bill in Florida in 150 characters or less. Any ideas? Don't get Jenny
What do
started
you?
on that.
His biggest. Trying to find the biggest issue. Characters or less.
I could give it to you with one word. It's hatred.
No, hold on. I'm working on something here.
Oh, I'm sure you are. JR said, "I'm older and I'm hot." You tell him, JR. Oh, fuck.
How old?
Hey, JR's single, I think. Jenny, you should be like, "Hey, JR, how you doing?" He's got a big ass, like manly beard and shit. And pull on that beard.
How old? Where does he live?
I don't know how. I would say he's probably about your age.
Oh,
What state are you in, JR? I can't remember for the life of me right now what state you're in. JR is 61.
Oh, he's just a kid.
Younger man. Just a kid. Jenny, you only got like 5 or 6 years on him. You're not that old. He's not like you're 78 or some shit. Gary, what's up, buddy? That's right, Arkansas. He's in Arkansas. Yeah, that's right, JR,
That's too
because
damn far away.
I drove right through the edge of Arkansas and went to Beaver Lake. I think it's called, up in the northwest side of Arkansas. I think it's called like Beaver Lake or Beaver Dam or something like that. And I had met some people, tiny home people online who kind of suggested things to me and, "Hey, what can I do with this?" And, "Oh, you could try this if you want, to build out my tiny home." And I stopped there on the way from Ohio to New Mexico to meet them in person. And they're just great people. But anyways, so yeah, I stayed in Northwest Arkansas for 2.5 days, and then carried on my way to get to here. Hey, JR said my wife was 6 years older than me, so he's okay with a little older woman. I'm trying to get JR hooked up here. Watch out, guys. JR's great, really good guy. He's a sweetheart. Yeah, Beaver Lake. So you know where it is. Yeah, they were camp hosting over the winter at Beaver Lake, which is an Army Corps of Engineer park, and they were hopping around because they can volunteer to host over the winter when nobody wants to do it. So they were just hopping around to different places that were. They went down to Florida and hosted one down there for like a month, so they could stay in it, for free and be the camp host
of its own. Okay, here you go, Mage.
Okay, Mage.
The censorship of information through mythologically religious misinformation guarantees the student will never mature enough to know even themselves.
Don't hope you got that, Mage. That's a genuine Jenny original, and those are hard to find. No, that's not true. She's got an opinion all the time. Gary Priestley, ask us anything. What is the meaning of life? The meaning of life is to try to learn as much as you can and be good to each other and help each other. Otherwise, I had an old man who was a buddy of mine, and I used to call him Uncle Jerry. He was a scrawny old man, smoked like a fucking chimney all of his life, and he had the top of his lungs by his bronchi. He had cancer.
Yeah, well, you're wrong. The meaning of life is bacon flavored ice cream.
Let me finish my story or not?
No,
hold on. So he was always trying to help me, and I was like, Jerry, you're like, I'm 30. So I don't know. I was 40. How old was I at the time? Shit. Yeah, I was like 40, and he's like 68 or 70 years old, and he's got cancer, and he's scrawny, and he just looks like all the time he's tired, and which he was, and he was always trying to do stuff and help me. I said, Uncle Jerry, why are you trying to help me all the time, bro? I'm good. I can, I'm healthy. I'm young. I got it. And he goes, if we're not here to help each other and take care of each other, what the hell are we here for? And I went, I don't know. And he goes, well, I think that's why we're here. So I'm going to keep doing it. You got to deal with it, kid. I said, yes, sir. Oh, Gary, you're so sweet. I am not awesome. I can be a dick. I can be a fucking asshole. I'm not schooled on anything. I've just learned little bits of information throughout my life that is absolutely useless. So that's why, I don't know. That's why I'm just, this is it. This is what you see is what you get. It's just who I am. So, and sometimes I get pissed off and I yell at people. And if anybody wants to see that, let me know, and I'll direct you to the stream where the transphobes were on, and I told them to fucking suck my dick, and I kicked them off and blocked them. It was actually kind of fun doing that. Because for once I had them in a position where I was in control, and they couldn't fucking do anything to me. Carol, welcome, Carol. Thanks for coming by. So, no, I mean, I can be a dick. I can. I've had my dick moments in my life, and I've been an asshole, and I've mostly because of my PTSD, and said things that were not appropriate and got me into some serious hot water. And actually, honestly, and I confessed this to Mike the other day, one of the reasons I've had so many jobs is because I would have one of my flare ups, as I call it, because I don't know what else to call it, an episode. And I would say some mean shit, or tell somebody to fuck off or whatever, like literally tell them to fuck off. And then I'd go back and apologize later and say, hey, look, I'm sorry. I know you don't know this, but I do have PTSD and I felt, kind of attacked. So I lashed out and blah, blah, blah. But then everything was different after that. Every time. Everybody looked at me differently. They kind of stayed away from me. They were a little scared of me, which I don't know why, because it's not like I scream or throw things. But I freak people out when I get mad. And I have no idea why, but I do. So then I would leave because I'm like, well, I fucked that up. Nothing's ever going to be the same
Because
there again.
because B, there is nothing scarier than raging testosterone.
Sunshine has nothing to do with testosterone.
I don't care what you think.
No,
There's
it's what I
nothing
know.
scarier than raging testosterone.
It's what I know because this has been happening to me since my mother died. So now here we are at 32, September 1st, July 28 was the accident. September 1st will be fucking a lot of fucking years since that shit happened. It's going to be 33 years. And for 33 years, I've dealt with this. And for 33 years, I've randomly blown up. And for 33 years, can't say I hated myself for 33 years, but I didn't hate myself for all of it. About a good 20, though. About a good 20. Yeah, JR, I know. And dude, shit falls out of my mouth that I would never say. Like, it's shit I don't even ever think. And it just falls out of my mouth and I say shit and people look at me like this. And then they're kind of like, get the fuck away from you. And I'm like, no, that's not me. But people that don't have PTSD, they don't understand. They don't understand what happens and they think we can control it. And I'm finally starting to convince my girlfriend that I can't control it. That's the fucking problem. That is the fucking problem. Yeah, Mr. Shadow Kitty, Nels. Yeah. Nels said his has made him a bit of a meanie. Yeah. Nels knows we've had PTSD conversations before. It's fucking rough, man. And it sneaks up on you so quick. Like you don't even there's a part of you that knows that you're getting angry, but there's no part stopping it or there's no logical thought. Okay, so let me explain this really quick. Dr. Cross, I'm probably going to get the names messed up. So if I do, please correct me. So if you look at your brain, the main part of your brain is the big part on top that goes down to the back is your neocortex. And then underneath of that, you have your prefrontal cortex. And then behind that, underneath the neocortex, you have the indigula, the hypothalamus, right? So that's where your fight or flight is. It's in your indigula or indigula. I think it's indigula. Anyways, so that's where your fight or flight is. Now, the normal person, when your fight or flight hits, it sends a message to your prefrontal cortex. And prefrontal cortex goes, oh shit, hold on, let me check with the neocortex. So then it sends a message to the neocortex. The neocortex, where your logic is and everything, and not your emotions, says, oh no, everything's okay. Just take a deep breath. So when a normal person gets mad and they start raging, and then they kind of like, I'm fucking pissed right now, and they take that deep breath. People with PTSD don't do that because the indigula isn't communicating with the prefrontal, and it's not communicating with the neocortex. It stops communicating. That's what PTSD is. And I said, what do you do about that? Because PTSD is the trauma mixed with that is what I should say. But that's why we can't stop it. That's why we usually don't see it coming, because the logical part of our brain is not the part that's functioning at that moment. It's the fight or actually they don't call it fight or flight. They call it fight, flight, freeze. It's actually 3 F's. So that's that part of your brain that either you run, you go after the person and confront them, or you freeze in place and you can't fucking move. So that's what PTSD does. Unfortunately, with almost all of us, we don't run or freeze. We fight. So that's where the problem lies. And so he's going to basically train me to recognize my triggers better. I'm starting to make like a mental list of them and I probably will make a paper list because there's way too many. JR Cleat, I would love to know what you're on, because I think what I'm on is not doing it, bro. It's helping with my anxiety and stuff, but it's not doing anything with my PTSD. So help me out if anybody has any suggestions, because I'm getting nothing right now from other people. And anyways, so yeah, so it's like this little evil part of you that just crawls out, and you can't stop it, and it takes over. So you have to learn signs, and you have to learn, get yourself trained. Oh, I'm getting angry right now, I need to walk away, and stuff like that. And that's going to be really hard, because I basically have to retrain my brain. So he said, you're going to do a lot of heavy lifting, and I said, I know. Yeah, this is old shit that's been here for a while. I know it's going to be a mess. So yeah, that's what I got. That's where I'm at. Good news is, though, for anybody that knows what's going on right now, and then my girlfriend's having a really rough time, and she said to me the other day that she was depressed, and I didn't know what to say. And okay, so I'm ADHD. So part of the problem with being ADHD is if someone else is talking and you have something that you don't want to interrupt them, because a lot of people with ADHD will interrupt because that thought just wants to get out so quickly, and you interrupt people by accident. So she said this, and I had a thought in my head, and I came over her house in the morning before work, and I had a thought in my head that I wanted to say to her, and she was talking about other stuff, and I thought I was going to forget. So I was really concentrating on this. So when she said it, it didn't process fully yet. And then I gave her a hug, and she just kind of laid there on my, my chest, and, gave me a long hug and everything. And she said, I felt like I wasn't heard. And I said, it's because you were only partially hurt. It's it's my ADHD. I don't know what to do about it. If I take my Adderall, it makes me roller coaster, which is worse. And because it was after I started taking Adderall that my last flare up was. So apparently that's causing me some kind of roller coaster effect, is what my therapist was saying. So I stopped taking the Adderall altogether. I haven't taken it for a few days. So I'm kind of back to the old ADHD me, but with less emotional roller coaster shit going on. So hopefully that helps some. I double checked my labs, Jenny, since we were talking about HRT earlier. I double checked my labs, and I am not even in the middle of where a typical, the middle where anybody with testosterone raging through their body should be. So I don't have too much testosterone. I'm not even at half. I'm a quarter of the way up on the scale, maybe 30%. So it's not that. Heather and I discussed that, because when I had that blow up, her and Dr. H or Dr. Warenko she was like, Deb, do you think he's on too much? No, because Deb said something to Heather. Do you think, did you raise his testosterone? And she said, well, yeah, but only 0.5, and she's like, oh, maybe he's on too much testosterone. Heather's like, well, I don't think so. So I went and looked at my own shit, and I'm not, and I told them it has nothing to do with the testosterone. This is the 100th time in my life this has happened. This is not the first time. So it's not that. So, oh, look at, wait, look how special I am. Wait a minute. 2 for the price of 1. Look at that.
Hello.
Hi, Granny.
Hello.
How you doing?
Fine.
Hi,
How are
Garth.
you?
Oh, I was just talking about deep mental health shit.
And I haven't been talking about anything because I have no idea what the chat's talking about.
I mean, they're not really saying. Okay, let me put it up for Jenny. I'm sorry. I keep forgetting she can't see it like everybody else can. There you go. Yeah, it's true, JR. You do regret it, and it's always 15 minutes or 30 minutes later, and then you kind of go, oh fuck, what did I just do? What did I just say? I fucked up. But you don't realize it in the moment. In the moment you're just like, I don't care. This is what I'm going to say. But that is what PTSD does to you. It just shit flies out of your mouth, and there's no controlling it. So, Put you in a sticky situation, especially when your girlfriend's part of the equation of your latest flare up. Put a little gap between us for about a week and a half, and she had to figure out that wasn't me, you know, and like, I don't know, she just kind of like pushed me away a little bit. So, and I don't blame her. Like, it was bad for like 2 days at work. So, yeah, I know, Carol, right? The panel did just get twice as good. So what's going on, Granny? You ran late tonight, huh?
No, I ran the regular time. I usually go an hour and a half.
Okay.
And so yeah, I just finished, and Purple was one of my guests. So we both just popped over as soon as I finished.
I saw that, and then Jenny said something about a link, and I was like, I missed Jenny, and I was like, oh God, I missed Purple, I missed Gray, I missed all kinds of sending any links out.
Well, you sent it out before I went looking for it, so.
Hey, well, win-win then, right? Right. So what's new with you, Perps? How you doing? Did you get your headset and everything?
Yeah, last week.
I was gonna say you sound a lot better.
Yeah, this is definitely a much better quality than my old one was.
Oh, good. Yeah, you sound better. The other one made you sound a little echoey. That one's grabbing your voice better. It sounds really good. So good deal.
One of the things I'm having to get used to is that this one actually kind of clamps a lot tighter on my head and has more padding in the earmuffs. So it's like it really blocks out all the outside noise, including my own voice. So it's like I don't hear myself talking now. And I find that's still kind of throwing me in streams, getting used to that.
Wait a minute, did everybody hear me say that? Damn, Perps. Mr. Shadow Kitty said, if I think about my triggers, I get triggered. Tough going getting through that stage. Yeah, but for me, it's stuff like Dr. Warenko will walk up and just say, why did you fuck this up, before even asking you if you did it, or if it was a mistake, or if anybody had any control over it. So she came up to me when I was having my little flare up there, and was like getting on me, like me. And I was like, fuck off. She's my boss. I didn't say fuck off, but I was pretty much thinking it. And then she was like, you need to calm down. You're yelling. I said, honey, I haven't started yelling yet. I just barely raised my voice. And she kept like running her mouth and shit. And there was patients in there in the office. And so I walked over in the kitchen/lab area where she was. And I said, you know what I'm doing? I said, I'm fucking going home. I said, I'm done with this shit. And that's part of my reaction with PTSD is I will fight, and then I will pack up my shit and move to a different fucking city or state. It's what I do. I'm like, oh, shit's bad. Nobody wants me around here anymore. Everybody fucking hates me. So I instantly think people are pointing fingers at me. I instantly feel personally attacked. I instantly feel all kinds of things. So my PTSD came from a car accident. So that's where mine started at. But also, it is also connected to a lot of things from my childhood as well. That's what I'm realizing is the problems from my childhood are showing their ass through my PTSD. So,
and it often takes quite a long time for us to realize even what triggers us.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Do you have PTSD, Purple?
It's not officially part of my diagnosis, but I think it's something else that we're going to have to go back and reevaluate.
Yeah. Yeah, I told him. So the last time, a week and a half ago, when I was over at Heather's house, I said to her, I said, you know, I have a brother that's autistic. And she said, oh, yeah, that's right. You do. I forgot about that. And I said, yeah. I said, I'm wondering if I'm partially autistic. And I said, so I think I'm going to go on one of these sites. Which ones do you recommend? And she was like, that one's a good one. They're legit. So I went on there and I took 2 tests, and both of them said you're most likely lower towards borderline, but we think you're autistic. So that's fun. So I got to deal with that now, which would explain why I can't handle, like at work, there's 2 of us in the back at a long desk, and we have, you know, probably 4 or 5 feet between us, and then about 5 to 7 feet behind me is the front desk person that's checking people in. And when they get too loud and she starts like even laughing, she's just laughing and having a good time. And I'm over there going, can you fucking shut up? Like, I can't take it. So I moved myself into our extra exam room that we're not using right now. And everything's been a lot better since then. I think I'm not good working around people because things that people do drive me crazy. And I'm like, oh my God, I probably am autistic. Like, I can't take all that. It's just like a knife being stuck in the side of my head. It's going right through my ear. And, you know, I'm just like flinching back there behind her. So, yeah. So that's, and now I'm wondering how much that's played into all the crap that's been going wrong with me my whole life, and no one fucking noticed it. So I'm gonna have to get an official diagnosis, but we'll work on that. I started out this conversation, Granny, just so you know, talking about my new therapist and how great he is, and he's well spoken. He's about 70-ish. I'd say I might be 73, 74. He's been practicing for like 15, 20 years doing specifically cognitive behavioral therapy for people with PTSD. So that's his main focus. And he's got a master's in this and a master's in that. Yeah, so he knows his shit. And he's really good at putting stuff in layman's terms so I can understand what the hell he's saying and still absorb, you know, I can absorb the content without him talking over my head. And he also used to do psych in a prison. He did that for 4 years. And basically they had this like he said they had this big, huge guy. He was like, I don't know, 6'8" or something like that, or 6'6" or something. He said, really tall dude. His arms were like this. He was just huge and just built like a fucking brick shit house. Like, this guy was like built like a gorilla, just solid fucking muscle. And he was mad. He was mad all the time. And so he started ripping his fucking jail door off. So they had to take him out of the regular one with the slat fronts and had to stick him into an isolation unit so he couldn't yank the fucking door open, you know, because he was literally like he was bending the metal on the door. So they said there was 4 people there that did psych, and they said, hey, guess who just drew the short straw, Mike? You get to talk to him. And Mike was like, he said, man, I was scared. He said, I'll be honest with you, I was scared. I didn't want to walk into that big beast of a man that could just snap my neck, you know? And he said, but the other 3 people were all women. I said, so you didn't just draw the short straw, you drew the short man straw. And he said, yes, I did. So he said, I said, what happened? He goes, we're not going to get into that. It was not good. So I think the guy like hit him or something. I think the guy like attacked him. But so he's been through the ringer, and he has a little business out at his house, and he's freaking amazing. Like, he's just, I felt totally comfortable with him. And I was like, I told him, I said, I've never walked into a therapist's office, sat down, talked to them to him about anything for like 10 minutes. Like, by the time he got through with the disclaimers, and if the law ever needs, and if the blah 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 hurt someone, blah 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 shit that they always say, by the time he got through with that, I was like, yeah, well, I'm your buddy, we're cool. It was really weird. Yeah. And he's like 8 minutes away from my house, and I live like 30 minutes outside of town. So it's convenient, and it's great.
I know what you mean. I have a daughter like that, you know, people will tell her anything. Because when people talk to her, they just innately trust her. And it's kind of hard to identify what it is about her, but yeah, she just has that quality.
It's almost like you just exude this aura of, I'm a good person and everybody likes me. You know what I mean? That's how it is with Heather. And she doesn't even know, she has no idea. She's like, oh, I'm nobody. What are you talking about? I'm like, you're amazing. And she's like, no, I'm not. You know, and I'm going, oh my God. And I think that's what makes those people so amazing. They don't see it. Because if they saw it, they might get cocky, but they can't see it. Yeah. And one way I want to show her, but one way I don't want to tell her. Like, don't become a crazy bitch. You're awesome, right? So, but yeah, like it's kind of like if the toddler and the dog doesn't like him, don't trust him. You know, Like, but they just exude that I feel comfortable with you. I feel safe with you. You're a good
Right.
person. You care. Like, you just know. Yeah. Yeah.
Every significant relationship I've had has started because their
Aw.
kids and pets got attached to me first.
That's
Really?
interesting.
My
We
longest one,
like them, so now you're stuck with them.
my longest one, my 12-year relationship with my ex.
Mhm.
Yeah, what really started it was that she was having problems and, knew I did the handyman work. So I went over there and I fixed her bathroom sink, and her 4-year-old hugged my knees and said, "You genius." And yeah, went for 12 years from that.
Yeah. Yeah. So JR said my PTSD came from my house burning and then my wife dying 3 months later. Yeah. That's not I did know about that, and I'm sorry that happened to you, JR. It's horrible. Carol said I was diagnosed ASD Asperger's in my 40s, would have helped to know sooner. Right? I would
Yeah.
have loved if in the 70s when I was a kid, I was born in 71, I would have loved if they would have known what ADHD was. Because I would have got a lot less ass beatings. Like a
The
lot.
same with me. I didn't get the Asperger's diagnosis until I was 43.
See? My brother got diagnosed with autism just like 3 years ago, and he
Yeah.
just turned
And
57.
What word are they
He just
trying to
turned
use?
57.
What word are they trying to use now instead of Asperger's, because he was such a horrible bad person working for the Nazis and mutilating people and things?
well, they've just rolled it into being part of the autism spectrum.
Yeah, but it's ASD is what they call it.
Yeah. So let's try not to say Asperger's.
Isn't
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
autistic spectrum disorder or autism?
Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's what it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's on the spectrum, right?
Mhm.
Which I don't really know the difference between the two. I need to do some studying now to figure out.
Well, basically, when they did the DSM-5, they rolled it into the autism because they said that, so many of the symptoms overlap. There weren't enough symptoms to really justify it being a separate disorder.
Hey, Ben.
Yep.
Ben can straighten us out on these disorders.
Ben.
Hey, Ben.
I'm just
muted
like
myself, and
I'm
then
just
said,
like
it's the student Dr. Ben.
I'm just like pissed at the world, and especially the medical system right now.
I know.
So Granny,
Go ahead.
The residency match was this week.
Okay.
It wasn't my year, but still, like, I'm doing this next year. But guess how many fourth-year med students or people who didn't match previously went unmatched this year?
Half.
11,000 qualified future doctors went unmatched. So the soap hasn't finished yet. So we don't know how many of them are going to get into an unfilled spot. But for the system complaining about, well, because we do have a doctor shortage. We absolutely have 100% have a shortage. Like, we need like 140,000 more doctors in the next few years than we have.
Right.
And 11,000 and we're not saying unqualified, these are qualified candidates, don't have jobs because they refuse to add more residency spots and they keep making more med school spots. We don't need more med schools. We need more residencies. Like, why don't they understand this?
And the anxiety that puts into med students is,
and we're
through
already in $400,000 of debt. Like, we've put years into this, and you cannot practice medicine unless you go through residency. You can't even prescribe until you finish a year of internship, which you can't get into unless you match or you get into an unfilled spot. And most of the unfilled spots that you end up getting into, like if you're going surgery or something, it's a preliminary year. So you're not even going into, like, it's a temporary spot to then try to match again next year. It's absolutely ridiculous. Like, there's so many people that just, like, and what do you do if you don't match, like, at all? Like, I mean, you can try again, but you might go through the whole process and not have a job.
Yep.
And most of these people who didn't match, most of them were people who are incredibly qualified, who ended up ranking programs that might have been too far of a reach, or even applied for surgery, or like most of them were surgery or OBGYN candidates. And those are top level top level applicants. Like they published multiple papers. They've done, like, they're top of their class students, top of their board students. And like these people are the ones that are not matching. Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. Like, the system failed.
How so? Okay, since I'm layman over here and I don't know exactly how the system's laid out. So when you go for a residency, you pick whatever specialty you want to go to, like cardio or surgery or OB, right?
Well, cardio's off of internal medicine.
Okay, so let's just stick with OB or surgery. Okay, so you pick one of those, and so you have to go to a certain place for that residency, right?
Okay, here's the way it works. The government sponsors the residencies, and the government pays the resident salaries, or at least a portion of them. And so the government decides how many residencies there are. And so if you decide you want to go into cardiology, you look at what hospitals have a cardiology residency program, and you apply to them. And then usually they will have some cutoffs that you need a certain grade point average, and you need a certain score on your whichever is the most recent test you
step one is the most important one.
Yeah. And if you don't have the cutoffs, then you don't even need to apply. Some residencies are easier to get into than others. Family practice is usually the easiest thing to get into.
Because it's not like one of those top wanted specialties like surgery or OB.
Like surgery, right.
Wow.
But part of the problem is that the government has recognized that with Obamacare, we need more doctors. So they asked the med schools to start admitting more students. So they did. But the government didn't increase the number of residencies. So we have more med students, but we don't have any more residency slots.
So now we just have more people that are not matching.
Right.
It doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So I'm gonna be honest. One of the first things I thought of was what Gary said. For some reason, the residency part of it is not profitable enough, but the med school part of it is.
I
guarantee you that's
because,
where it lies.
Well, no, it's because the hospital's not actually. The hospitals are making lots of money off the residents because they're getting free labor off the residents.
Basically, right.
It's the government that doesn't want to put money into more doctors because they don't give a shit. They don't actually give a shit about healthcare.
Fuck. Oh God, they have
they don't give a shit.
They have way too much fucking control in one goddamn fucking room. It's just too much.
And so you apply, like you have to apply to like 30 to 40 something programs, and typically you only apply to one specialty, because if you apply to another specialty, that one specialty you wanted is going to be like, you're not committed to our specialty, even if you know there's a, like, if you don't match in that, you can't really go anywhere. So you have to put all your eggs in one basket because they want you to be 100% committed to that one specialty, or else you're not committed enough. And so then you apply and you do audition rotations at your top few places. And then you interview at those ones, and then any others that want to give you an interview spot. And then of the places that you interviewed at, then you have a rank list, and you rank them as the student, like 1 through 15. And then the programs rank the students, and then you try to see where you match up, where you both agree. So you in the program have to agree with having you. But they go down the list. So if you ranked, like, so it essentially penalizes students who want a higher ranking program that doesn't want them back. So, but if you, at the same time though, if you rank a program that's lower, they might not rank you as high because they don't think they're going to get you. So then they might not even rank you. So it's it's a computer dating app that matches you.
I was going to say, What is this fucking
You don't-
Tinder or
yeah.
something? No, that's
Well,
sex.
because why
What
they
is this,
did that?
Cupid?
Well, why they did that was because the hospitals originally were recruiting med students. Like the hospitals like wanted to get med students ASAP. So they were starting to recruit earlier and earlier into med school, like even soliciting like second-year med students to get jobs. And then so certain hospitals that were waiting were not getting any of the good students because they were all being solicited earlier and like being guaranteed jobs in their second year. So that's why they standardized it. But then like the standardization is just like it's such a mess. It's such an absolute mess.
It's like gambling, man.
It
It's
is
just
gambling.
gambling.
It is.
God, that's as smart as having an electoral college. Both of them are stupid.
Yeah, Gary, they used to get their own candidates for residency.
I was just about to pop that up there for Jenny.
All the problems of
a
the
shit- it was
medical
a shit show.
system can be tracked back to when they went to a for-profit basis.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Capitalism kills a lot of things. Vote
Well, you know,
socialist.
you guys, there is one factor though. When you're in student form or in resident form, you know, you're learning off of people, and it's a lot, and it slows down everybody when they have to teach somebody something as they're going along. So there's certain places that don't want to do it. You know, I'm sure there's certain places that don't want to do it. You know, you might have more brains thinking about it, but anytime, it's basically on the job training, right? Anytime you have on the job training, whoever's training you, they're not getting much done except for whatever you're helping them with. I mean, that's all they're doing pretty much. So you slow them down, you know. That's like Heather loves to have students in. She loves taking in students and helping people to learn and, you know, teaching them about, you know, whatever they're going after kind of thing, you know, when they come in, NPs or whatever. And, you know, she loves helping them and trying to teach them kind of like what Ben said, not to think like a nurse, because that's what they know. But she loves doing it, but they slow her down so much. They slow her down so much that it fucks up her days. And then she's an hour late at the end of the day. And Heather's usually like maybe 5 or 10 minutes late. So an hour late is not acceptable. It makes her anxious. She doesn't like it. She knows she has patients waiting. She feels like she's being rude and inconsiderate to them. And, you know, somebody will have to leave because they have to go pick up their kids or go back to work or whatever. And then that person has to wait longer to be seen. And she knows these people need to be seen. Like, these people they're, you know, some of them, of course, are in for annuals and some are in for fucking cancer and shit, you know, like she needs to see these people. So, yeah, but teaching takes a lot of time.
Well, it's really different. It's not preceptor based teaching in medicine. That's okay. That's only in medical school. That's not residency. The residents are doing the shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Residents are doing the shit. And it's the attendings sit back and the residents do their shit. And then they ask the attending, like, hey, do you think we should do this? And the attending, they just talk about it. And the resident does all the work.
Do this.
So you're not slowing down the attending because it's like, the attending signs off, but it's not the attending.
I was thinking more medical school, not residency. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Gary, all politicians, they all have an agenda, honey, or they wouldn't be a fucking politician. I'm not saying all of them are bad agendas. I'm saying a lot of them are greedy and beneficial to themselves agendas. So
everybody has an agenda. Politics, dog catcher, garbage can.
Oh yeah, of course.
Matter.
It's also going to be called a goal. But my point is that I mean, people don't get into politics because, you know, they I don't know. It's I think it's a mixed bag. Some of them want the power, and I feel like a lot of them start out on a good path when they're younger and they're doing good things, and then as they meander through the world of politics, they become fucking dirty, because that's how it works.
I think
that's
that's
just my opinion.
very true, that by the time they get up to the level of federal office, they've had to play the system so much.
Well, everybody's got their hands in everybody else's freaking pockets, man.
Yeah, and the bottom line
I'm gonna
is
put my
for
hand
both
in yours,
political,
and you put your hand in mine, and
Yeah.
then we'll go get this guy, and it's a mess.
for both political parties, the bottom line is they need to keep the lobby money flowing.
Right. Yeah.
There's a
Agreed,
few good
Gary.
ones out there.
I don't just go and vote Democrat or Republican or whatever. I vote for whoever I think is fucking going to do the best for the country. That's what I do.
Yeah,
Or whoever
granted,
it
there
is,
definitely
whatever
are
level.
some good ones out there, but my
Oh, yeah.
point was that just what's required to get elected to a higher office
Yeah.
usually winds up corrupting them along the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That's true.
it does. Because that's the thing is it like, let's say they want to get this bill put on, passed or to the floor or what the fuck you want to call it. I don't know those terms. Granny, you can school me later. I don't know shit about politics really. All I know is my opinion from watching shit. So they want to get in there and they got to go, hey man, can you help me? Like you've been around, you have pull. You can get other people to get in on this. And the guy goes, well, yeah, I'll help you, but
It's going to cost you.
what are you going to give me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I tell you what. I'll help you with this. And they're like,
Mhm.
okay, bet. Right. So now they owe that guy and
Mhm.
them, or they're going to owe each other for the rest of their fucking lives. That debt's never going to fucking end. As long as they're in politics, they're going to owe each other. And then someone else, that guy has to go to someone else still and go say to that guy, hey, I need you. I already have Senator so-and-so, and I need you to, and the guy goes, oh, what are you going to give me?
Yep.
And it just keeps going like that.
That's what politics is.
Yep. And then when they're in too deep, that's it. They're in too deep.
Mm-hmm.
They ask too many favors. So yeah. There you go, Jenny. Another one for you to read. Oh, Dr. Cross is back. Thank goodness. I was talking about the brain and stuff and how things work, and I was like, Dr. Cross, correct me if I'm wrong, and you weren't here, and then she left. I probably said some stupid shit. I don't
Well,
even
that's
know.
all fine and good, Gary, but remember it's idealism that got Trump into office.
Mm.
And if you wanted to be in office again, just keep those idealisms going.
I will say, like I said a little while ago, and I've always said, I don't know shit about fucking politics. I really don't. But I honestly believe that because Trump was identifying at the time as a Republican and spouting all the Republican rhetoric, and because he talks like an idiot, he makes all the fucking people that are all like out in the woods and have bad educations and work on farms their whole fucking life and know nothing else. He makes them feel smarter. Yeah. I think he was the first president they could connect with because they didn't feel like they were stupid. I think that's how he got all the votes.
That's an interesting thought.
Thank you.
I think mostly it was just that he was a TV celebrity.
Well, that was mixed into it, yeah. But that whole, when, let's say you're a kid, you're old enough, what's going on, and you start to learn what's going on in the world, and you have that sense of adult to child. Let's say you're 7 to 10 years old, and some important person's adult stands up in front of you and says shit, and you're like, oh, I feel so insignificant. They're so intelligent. They're using these big words I don't know. That's what I'm equating it to.
Yeah. No, and I think that's a valid point.
Trump is the 30-year-old adult, and they are all the 7 to 10-year-old kids. And they're like, oh, he says stupid shit too. He's a person. He's not a robot. He's different than the rest. I can relate to him. He stutters like my grandma. He's not Mr. Perfect. And I think that people have it's just like I was talking about with the therapist. You either click with someone or you don't. They feel like they're connected to him somehow. And he's all of his bullshit and all of the crap and the talking crap. And because he says stupid shit, they're like, yeah, man, because that's how they're thinking. So he just brought himself down to their level, and now they feel connected to him. So now they're
all of those things that all of you have said are accurate. There's no doubt about that. But the overwhelming factor in why Trump got into office is because of his racism, his hatred, his bigotry, and his willingness to say those things out loud. and all the people who had been marginalized off in the corners because of their hate and bigotry and stuff all said, oh, we got somebody who talks like us, and they flocked
Yeah.
to him.
Yeah.
Okay, and they're
Yeah.
still flocking to him,
Yeah.
and they're going to put him in office next year.
You know, he's still taking donations. He's been taking donations this whole time. He's been building up money this whole entire time. I hope he gets thrown in jail like right before everybody starts doing the serious voting. I'd fucking
Dr.
love it.
Cross, what kind of
Real-
position?
It's a faculty position she really wanted, but this is what happened. Okay, because anybody that missed it, so
Oh wait,
we know what she's talking about.
Can't she tell me?
Well, it's easier for me to explain why she's at where she's at and what she's saying. So hold on. She went to go into this place, Jenny. No, I'm not going to wait 2 hours in the chat to get caught up to where we are. Stop it. Don't do that to me. That shit. No, stop that shit. So anyways, so she was going to go in for this interview for this faculty position, and it was a guy she screwed around with a long time ago. And she was like, what the hell do I do with this? And I said, don't walk in there awkward. Walk in there like, look at me, how great I am. I said, unbutton your shirt maybe a little bit if you need to. Fuck it. If he sees you as a sex symbol, use it to your fucking advantage. Who cares? As long as you get the job you want and you do it the way you want and you're doing it correctly, then who the fuck cares? And I said, if he's one of those guys. So I just told her to walk in there and fucking own it. Like, hey, how you doing? How's it going? How you been? You look pretty good. Yeah, I remember. I said, you'll get that job. She's got a second interview now. That was the point. So it was a long conversation between us in the chat with her. And it took like an hour to get all that information out of her. I wasn't going to do that again. And she typed it all out before. So congratulations, Dr. Cross. That's great. She's brilliant and funny and a big advocate. And we love Dr. Cross. So what say you, Granny? I feel like something's about to come out of your mouth and you're just waiting for a break.
Actually, I did have something to say, but you already covered it, because what I wanted to do was to point out Dr. Cross's comment and that she was attributing getting the second interview to you. I just want to make sure you saw that.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart. I mean, I don't know. I was just sitting here fucking around. Like, that's just how I am. Like, when I was younger, I always, okay, hi, I'm here for the interview. Okay, I didn't get it. And I just wouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how I was. It's how I've always been. And then the last few years, I was like, you know what? I am good at what I do. And any job I take, I do it correctly. And I do it 100% to my ability, if not 120. So people would be a fool not to fucking hire me, even if I don't have a lot of experience. I just tell them, put it in my hands and I'll learn it. Well, how are you with this? Put it in my hands, I'll learn it. That's it. You show me once or twice. If you let me do it and tell me, point to how to do it, I'll probably never ask you to show me again. That's how I learn. And then I tell them by the end of the interview, they're like, anything you have left to say? And I say, yeah, you'd be a fool not to hire me. And they go, excuse me? And I'm like, you'd be a fool not to hire me. And they're like, oh, really? Why are you saying that? And I say, because I bust my ass. I rarely get sick. And when I do, if I am able to come into work and not make other people sick, I will be here. I said, I'm reliable. I said, as long as you treat me good, and this is what I tell them, you tell me one time a week, hey, you're doing a good job, B. That's it. I'll work my ass off for you for the rest of your life until one of us doesn't agree with the employment agreement anymore. And they go, oh. And the last 2 times I did that, I got both of those jobs. And I was one of like 20 to 30 applicants. And both of them I had no experience in. And I got both jobs. There's something to be said for confidence in yourself, is my point. Because I have finally come to terms with the fact that I am not an idiot. And I do deserve a fucking decent life. And I do deserve a good job. And I do want to help people. So I just go and I just fucking tell them to hire me. Yeah, you should hire me.
Dr. Cross says I did none of that. All I had to do was smile, and they already knew I was brilliant.
See, I told you, just walk in there, but you owned it, didn't you? You walked in there just confident and smiled at them, didn't you? That's what did it. It'll do it every fucking time. Don't worry about being in an awkward space. It's about to be yours anyways. You're going to share that space. So don't worry about it. It's already half yours. So just walk in there and fucking own it. Yeah, Mage. Honestly, I used to be like that, and oh, I'm sorry, Jenny. Mage said I have zero confidence. I also used to be like that. I had no confidence, no self-worth. There was no, I had no ego really. You know, I always felt, and people would go, "You're cocky," and I go, have you met me? I hate myself. What are you even talking about? I'm cocky. Cocky people are people that are overly confident and love themselves too much. You know, I was like,
Yeah.
are you talking to somebody behind me? Because I don't know who you're talking to. But eventually I got to the point that I realized part of my problem is I didn't love myself. That was one of my biggest problems. So I sat down and I wrote a pros and cons list. That's what I do for everything. I got to work out in my head, and something really serious to me. If it's something, decision I'm making or something, I write out a pros and cons list. So I wrote down everything I love about myself. It was the hardest one. I filled in the hate column first. I honestly did. The hate column was full way. I had like one thing over here. And then I started digging deeper and deeper and thinking about it. And once in a while, I put another thing in the hate column. But almost everything started going into that I love it column, the pro column. And I looked at the list of the things I hated about myself. And I said, okay, I'm going to stop doing those things. And I did. And it was one of the hardest nights of my life, next to tragic accidents, people dying, and stuff happening to kids. But pretty like it was in the top 10 of one of the hardest days of my life. And I had to admit it to myself. And I started that when I was 28. And when I hit 37, I finally came full circle, and I realized that I was a good person, and I started to love myself. And my life has been absolutely different since that point.
And you didn't need a God to help you.
You better fuck off. I will kick you out of here. Granny, you need a God.
I said you didn't need a God to help you.
I thought you were teasing me, saying, "Well, you probably need a God to help you."
No, I said you didn't need a God to help you.
No, there was no God involved. I did the work all on my own.
Right, exactly.
In between relationships, basically. I'd date somebody for a few years, and I'd be single for like a year or two, and I'd learn more about myself. I mean, I learned stuff about myself through every relationship. It was part of my learning process. I just didn't realize it at the time.
That's what I like to try to point out to believers.
Like a year and a half, and then 2 years, and I was single for a year and a half, and I'd work on myself again.
Mm-hmm. When I talk to believers and they tell me about how the reason I believe is because my life was a mess and now it's all turned around, and I ask them, what happened that you didn't do yourself?
Yep.
And most of them can't answer that.
People always say, I don't believe that you have to love yourself before you can love anybody else. I don't believe it. I mean, it's not the whole cake, but it's a huge piece of the pie. It is big. It is big. Because the bottom line is, if you don't love yourself, you don't respect yourself. It's just like looking at someone else. If you don't know somebody, you don't automatically respect them. You don't automatically wonder what they're thinking. You don't automatically any of that stuff. Well, it's the same with yourself. You're just literally disconnected from yourself. That's what I think it is. I mean, like I said, I've never read about anything. I don't have any fucking degrees. I don't know shit. Don't listen to me. But my opinions from life experience. But yeah, I mean, you just have to, even if it's only a third or a half of yourself. None of us are going to love ourselves totally. There's always something about you don't like. That's just how it is, you know. I mean, I've never liked how big my forehead is. You know, it runs in my family. We all have this big forehead. I fucking hate it. I hate my forehead. You know, I'm never going to like that forehead. I hate the fact that I'm getting this now because, you know, I'm over 50 now. So I'm getting this thing right here. I fucking hate that. You know, you're never going to love yourself 100%. But I feel like it should be over half, like 75.
I hate this one.
Oh yeah, yep. Yeah. Luckily, I don't know if I'm ever gonna have that problem. I mean, I have like.
That's what I looked like 8 years ago.
But like this, Granny? No, I'm just kidding.
I used to be a triathlete. Remember? Now I will admit that upper body was always my weakness. Most of what I had was in lower body. I did a lot of biking, a lot of running, but yeah, I was a triathlete. I was in top physical condition for a woman my age at yeah, I would probably top 3% of the country at 55.
Wow, that's crazy. You know what it did? So, where did you competed all over the country?
No, I competed in Indiana and Ohio. Let's see. I think I may have done a few races in a couple other states, but mostly just Indiana and Ohio.
I was
There were
just
there were enough.
wondering because my soon-to-be ex-boss, Dr.
Mhm.
Warenko, she used to do decathlons and weightlifting,
Mm. Mhm.
um,
Mhm.
particularly squatting.
Mm.
She is really thin, needs way more of an ass. But anyways, her legs, she's 66 years old. Her
Mhm.
legs look like she's 32 and she's goes to the gym 6 times a day. Her legs
Mm.
are amazing. But she gets up every single morning.
Mhm.
Every single morning she gets up. She does stretches, she does squats, she does some other, leg, back, whatever stuff. Like I'm telling you, we had to move this piece of wood that some of her weight equipment was sitting on, and it was that hard thick rubber like they put on gym floors
Mhm.
on top of a couple layers of 3/4 inch plywood,
Mm.
and it was like 12 feet long. No, not right. 10 feet. It was about 10 feet long because it stuck out the back of my truck when we got it in there, and it's 4 or 5 feet wide. It
Mhm.
weighs. That bitch is heavy.
Mhm.
And on either side of the rubber where there's no rubber, there's more plywood. There's
Mm.
rubber in the middle. And that shit is fucking heavy. And I was having trouble just getting it up off the ground because there's no way to grab it. There's no
Mhm.
handle. I almost
Mhm.
just went and got something and just screwed it into the side and said, damn it, I have a handle now. I had nothing to grab. So I'm like trying to pick it up, like this and then like this. And I'm having trouble getting the damn thing off the floor. I had trouble picking it up enough to get my hand underneath of it. It was fucking heavy. And she goes, okay, hold on. So she bends over. Mind you, she's 66 years old, right? She
Mhm.
bends over and goes, okay, lean it over. And she's got it like this. She bends down and says, lean it over on my back. And I said, Deb, what are you doing? She goes, I'm going to pick it up with my legs. I said, fuck no, you aren't. You're going to hurt yourself. She goes, Beck, I got this. And I was like, I'm not letting you. And she just stood up with it. And then I had the other end. And she carried it to my truck a good like 12, 15 feet like that. And I was like,
Mhm.
damn, bitch. Like I said to her, I know I could kick your ass, but if you ever literally kicked me, you might kill me.
Mhm. Mhm.
She has her calves are just huge and her thighs are huge, but they're so like compact, like because she's a thinner, skinnier. She's shorter than me. She's like 5'4" or whatever.
Mhm.
But man, those fucking legs, I was like, Jesus Christ. I mean, I was honestly thinking I would never want to have sex with her. She would squeeze something off, like a leg or a head. Like you'd just be like, your head would pop right off. She'd just get
Uh-huh.
it too excited. She'd just kill you.
I like what Gary Priestley said.
What's that?
He said, "Diarrhea runs in my family."
Yeah, he's big noses running my family. Long legs running my family. Diarrhea runs all the things that run. Yeah, I get it, sunshine. I got you. Gary's funny though. I love Gary. You also have the lanky gene. Oh, you have the lanky gene. You're lanky. Yeah. No, I do not have that. My family is more like stouter people.
Hmm.
All the women in my family have big shoulders like I do. Mine
Mhm.
are bigger than theirs, but there's no females in my family that have those weak little shoulders. Like we're all born with. All we have to like. This is just. I've gone to the gym like I don't know, 200 times in my entire life. This is just genetic.
Mhm.
I mean, I don't. People are like, "Oh, you're working out." I'm like, "Yeah, bro," and I'm like, "No, fuck, no, I don't. I don't. I just don't. I'm just lucky, I'm really
Mhm.
just. I was born with a dude's body. All the other females in my family have thin, strong arms, and mine are not thin. I'm just built like my brothers,
Yep.
but with less definition, I guess. If I went to the gym, I could get the definition, but I don't really care that much.
Yeah, I still have good legs because that's when I was younger. Everything built up the lower half. I never built up any upper body strength. I
Now,
used
my
to
legs,
do. I used to do a
yeah.
lot of the charity bike-a-thons. And there were a couple of times that, yeah, they were accusing me of cheating because they couldn't see how I managed to get in 75 miles in one day.
Holy crap. Well, if you're all legs, perp.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I was riding my bicycle all the time, at least 20 miles a day, and we
Yeah.
had a trampoline.
Oh, nice.
So everything was working the legs.
Good point. You know, when I was younger, my legs were really, really fucking strong. But I was always walking or bicycling until I got to the point where mom was like, okay, you can have the keys. You're 17. You got to be back in 4 hours. But I walked and biked everywhere. My babysitting job was 15 miles down the road. And sometimes I could get a ride there, but not back, or vice versa. So most of the time I rode both ways. And I would stay there for about 4 hours, watch the kids. And then at night, when I went to ride back, if it was a late night gig instead of a middle of the day in the weekend gig, which it usually was, my mom would come out and pick me up, and we'd strap my bike to the top of her car, and she'd take me home because we lived out in the country. There's no such thing as a street light.
Yeah.
There's not not even one. There's no street lights.
I had the same issue when I used to waitress at a truck stop after school, and I would get off at 10, 11 at night. If I had biked to work, either my mom or my brother, usually my brother would come pick me up because, yeah, we lived out in the country, no street lights, and riding home at 11 o'clock at night on my bike wasn't such a good idea.
No, and we lived on, I mean, this is at this point in my life, we lived in West Virginia. So I don't know if anybody's drove through West Virginia, but there's no straight roads. There's no, like, if there's a straightaway, we had on our whole entire road going from the outside of one town into the town of another that was at least a good 25, 30 minutes apart by highway. Going that way, it was about 50 minutes to an hour. And it was just like this the whole way. If it's not a highway, there's no straight roads in West Virginia. So there's just constant curves, and there's no speed limit signs. Automatic default in West Virginia, no speed limit sign, it's 55. Now you got the good old boys in their pickup trucks and the kids, and they're cooking down the road in the dark at the end of the night trying to get home because their mom's going to fucking kill them. Not a good time to be on a bicycle.
Yep.
On that road. Like, you're going to get hit. And I guarantee you, if you're riding more than like 2 miles on that road on a bike at night, you're going to get hit. So there's no way I was doing 15 miles.
I gave up the bike when I moved to Syracuse, New York, because of all the hills there.
Yeah.
And that's, where my fiance was living when I went to live with her. The apartment we had was one of those buildings where street level on one side was a full floor higher than on the other side of the building. That's how steep the hill was.
Right. I know exactly what
So I looked at that hill and it's like, fuck no, I'm not biking that every day.
I did not, Brainbug. I did not see your new babies. I missed the entire thing. You and I have been like either streaming at the same time or I've been at work when you're streaming. So I keep missing shit and my life is hectic and, you know, I'm losing my mind. But anyways, everything's good. No, I haven't seen him, but if you have a video, I have been meaning to go back and check it out because I heard you talking about getting them and that was the last I heard. So, oh yeah, no, if you guys ever find a weird bug or beetle or any kind of insect, it doesn't matter. Take a picture of it and send it to Brainbug. He loves it. I found a, oh crap, what was it I showed you a picture of, Brainbug? It was some kind of a spider or something I'd never seen before, and I looked it up, but I couldn't figure it out, and he knew exactly which one it was. He's like, oh, that's a blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, okay.
I had that.
I don't know what you just said.
I had that issue. There was an insect that kept building these strange things on the walls outside the back of our house. And so I took a picture of it and sent it to Brainbug.
Were they the tunnels?
It's a potter's wasp.
Oh, a potter's wasp.
Uh-huh. And they build these nests that look almost like they're made of ceramic.
Mud daubers.
Mm-hmm.
No, not the same thing. No, those two, mud daubers and Potter's wasps are not the same. I've heard of Potter's wasps before, but aren't they like a are they like bigger and black? No, what color are they? I can't remember.
They look like regular wasps.
Do they?
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I thought I'd seen one that was, I don't know. I might
I
have been
just had never
misinformed too.
seen a nest like that until we moved to Alabama.
What shape was it? Was it
I
like
was gonna
funnel
say,
or was it like pottery shaped?
If you first came out when it was really small, it was kind of like a half circle. But if you
Okay.
let it get really big, it was more pottery shaped.
That's crazy.
But it was definitely about the same color as the bricks of the house, which is what was really weird.
Really?
Hmm.
well, I wonder if it was just making it from the dust of the bricks.
It probably was. It probably was.
That's crazy. I didn't even know they did. So was it taking it and it was taking the dust and like had some kind of
Spit or
web?
something to
Yeah.
hold it together. Yeah.
Most animals, they use either their saliva or their excrement as a glue.
I was gonna say it was probably one of the two. Yeah, I was gonna ask if it was saliva or what. Huh. That's
They use
really
their
cool.
jizz.
What's that, Jenny?
Jenny's turned into a bug.
Hold on, now I gotta look it up. It just sounds way too.
I've
freaking
never
interesting.
seen one like that, so I'm
Ooh.
guessing that they don't take the northern winters well. That they probably don't live in these cold climates.
Probably. You're probably right, which is why I would never saw them until I moved to Alabama.
It is one of the things.
Okay.
I've got a cousin that lives down in Florida. You know, and we're always going back and forth. That she's telling me, "Why do you live where the air hurts your face?" Things, and it's like, well, one of the reasons is when you get below 0 temperatures, it keeps all the bugs to a very manageable size. We don't get any huge insects up here.
Mm-hmm.
Look at how cool that is.
Oh yeah.
That is effing cool. That is amazing. When you said that, I was thinking more of like a spider web. I wasn't thinking of anything. That's kind of similar, but mud daubers do that layered up nest. It's usually like on a wall or on an eave or something like that. It's usually up high. But that is really cool.
Find a picture
What?
of the mud dauber. You found this. The mud dauber should be available too, shouldn't it?
Oh yeah, I can look it up if you want. Sure.
Yeah, what we see a lot of around
I
here
grew
are
up
the
with
paper
those.
wasp.
I grew up with mud daubers, so I know all about that.
We get
not
a
all
lot of the
about
paper
it,
wasp,
but
and those are really interesting if you really get a chance to examine one of their nests, because it really is just incredibly thin papery membrane that they build their nests out of. But the nest
Oh,
can get
here's a good
huge.
shot.
Those things, I've seen them like the size of a beach ball.
Yeah, I have too.
Hold on, let me find that picture. Oh,
And then
man,
you
made
wait
it so small.
till winter, and you harvest the nest and sell it for a lot of money.
Man,
They're used as a decorating item.
Yeah.
Look at that. That is a classic mud dauber right there.
Ah.
Yeah, we used to have those all over our farm. Like, my internet might blink here. Let me stop my camera, save my bandwidth. Yeah, we had these growing on the outside of our house, the barn, the shed, the garage. I mean, they were just everywhere. Like, our goal as children were to kill mud dauber wasps. They were in our attic. You'd like stand up and one would land on your head and you go to scratch your head. You're a kid. Like, I was like 6 to 12 years old and I lived in this attic and the wasp would land on your head. You go touch your head, it would sting your head or your finger. So I was getting stung all the time. Like, if my dad was allergic to wasps, so he did not want to go up there and fix anything. So we just lived like that for 6 fucking years. And he never finished the inside of the walls / ceiling of the, you got an attic and the roof's like this. And then down towards the end, you got the straight walls, right? Well, the straight walls on our attic were only like 3 feet tall, maybe. So it was almost all tilt. and he never finished it. There was nails sticking out from the roofing, and sometimes you'd stand up and hit your head on a nail. You'd be like, "Ow, God, bleeding! Oh, got another nail. Yep, that's a nail." Like that was my childhood. People are like, "Did that hurt? Oh my God, you hit your head!" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, no, it's okay. I used to hit my head all the time as a kid."
It's
anyway,
just my head,
my
nothing I
daughter
need.
was. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's just, I mean, I'll have another one in my next life, right?
Right.
I just have to find the right religion. Isn't that the trick? I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. Carol said, "At Godless Granny, I never catch your lies, but we have at least two important things in common: asexuality and atheism. Nice to see you." Yeah, Carol's great. I actually met Carol, the 406 atheist, over at Neil's, the 604 atheist stream, and I'd never seen her before. And Neil said, "What the heck? Why do you pretty much got my name?" And I was like, "Who is? Oh, that's cool." But she's great and funny, and
I
really
assume
good to have
maybe she
around.
was related to Neil.
No, they didn't even know each other. She lives in the States, I believe. I think she lives in the US. I'm not sure. Oh no, JR. Fucking, is it diabetic shit, man? God, that shit'll kill you, literally. JR said, "For those that want to know, I'm having part of my lower left leg removed." Or no, not yeah, part of my lower left leg removed April 6th. I don't know how long I'll be off after, but if I'm not in the chats, I may not be feeling good.
So sorry to hear that.
Yeah, bro. That's God. Yeah, that sucks.
Was this
Horrible.
diabetes?
That's what I was asking. I think he does have diabetes.
Yeah, I think he's mentioned that before.
DM2. Yeah. New to live chats, but been lurking for years. Carol. Okay. MT Montana? Is that Montana? MT? I think.
I think so.
Yeah, it is. I just had to run them all through my head. Yeah, that's right. It is Montana. Yeah, no, that. Yeah, it sucks, JR. That really sucks, bro. But I'm gonna tell you, they've come so far with prosthetics these days. It would blow your mind, some of the shit they have. It would literally blow your mind. So, yeah, diabetic.
People
Yeah,
have access
I
to
thought that's
only high-end rich people have access to that.
It's not always true. That's not always true. It just depends on once it's out for a few years and they've made their big chunk of money off of it, then us common folk can get a hold of it. Anyways, no, but they've come a long way in the last like 20 years with that shit. So yeah. You'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. Just be really careful after you have that amputation with that where the wound or the surgery site is. You don't want that sores created there, wound clinic, diabetes. You have to be really careful with it. Take really good care of it. So that's
there
my
actually was a
thought.
case.
That's all I know.
Yeah, this was like 10 years ago or so that there was a runner that had both of his legs amputated below the knees. And he qualified for the Olympics, and there was a big dispute about it, that they said his artificial legs gave him an unfair advantage and he shouldn't be allowed in the Olympics.
I remember that. Did you see that dude run on those things?
Yeah.
Fuck. Oh, he was like, what the hell was that? And how can it be an advantage to run on something that's not your natural feet? The fuck are you even saying right now?
It's like,
you know how much training you'd have to do to learn to run on those?
Yeah,
run on those things that are curved like this, and they're sticking, and they run on that. Like, how hard would that be? Like, fuck off, man. Blade Runner, yeah, Tubian, and good to see you. Blade Runner, right? They run on blades.
Well, part of it was
he could run that way on those because they were pretension carbon fiber. They were designed with a spring.
Yes, that's how they design them now. Yeah.
Yeah, basically they were having so much spring in them that they didn't have any real impact on him when he was coming down.
Yeah, that was that Pistorius guy, and then he murdered his wife.
And then what, Jenny?
He murdered his wife.
Oh, that's right, he did, didn't he? That was the same guy, wasn't it? Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. He fucking killed his wife, and wasn't he in like England or something like that when it happened? I can't remember where he was.
No, he was from South Africa.
South Africa. That's it. I wasn't too far off. I didn't pick anything in the United States or North America. No, that's good for me. I don't know shit about where anything is. I
You
just
got
don't.
you got the right half of the world.
Haha. Thank you, Granny. I'll take the 50-50. I'll take a quarter of a gold star and move on with my life. How you doing there, Ben?
I'm studying. Don't mind me.
I figured. Oh, that's fine. That is fine. You just didn't say anything about my diabetic amputee leg. Be careful with it comment. I thought for sure you were going to add to it because you know
I'm
more
so
than I do.
fucking burnt out right now.
Okay.
Like,
How's the peepus doing there, Ben? Let's not talk medicine at all.
I don't know what to do with myself right now. Like I don't know.
I can't imagine, bro.
I'm like
No clue.
stressed and depressed. That's what I'm gonna call it. Stressed and depressed.
You got both the est, your est
Both
times
the
2,
Est.
double est.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stress and depressed. You
Yeah.
didn't say rest.
Yeah, I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, I get that. I mean, you're so invested in the system that's got you so upset about the way they run it now.
Well, yeah, and it's just like it's not possible to actually rest when they're making you like work this much. So
the stupidest thing I have heard yet is this. Ben said that they're like worry about their mental health.
yeah.
So if they think that you're like not
Yeah.
doing well, that they'll give you homework to take home to do.
Yep. Well, they
Because you
make
don't have
make
enough.
everybody because med students and physicians have an extremely high rate of unaliving themselves.
Yes.
And so
Yes,
they
do.
think that the way to fix that is by making us all do a yearly assignment that tells us the warning signs of that you need help, but then they don't give us the time to go get the help. So, or to even do any mental health things that we'd want to do in the first place. So, like, yeah, okay, you can tell us this, but then we're on rotations doing 12-hour days, like 5 to 6 days out of the week, and then having to come home and study as soon as we get home and like do all this nonsense. And then you're like, yeah, have some more work to do because that'll fix it.
I just want to remind you,
like,
I just want to remind you of one thing, and I know you know this, but I'm just going to say it because I love you, bro. In a few years, you're going to be done with this shit, and you're going to be fucking amazing.
Oh, in a few years, it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse in a few years.
I know, but the point is you're going to have at the end of that residency shit, you're going to be done with that, and you can go off and fucking help people and do more of your own shit in your own style, and you'll learn more. And oh my god, dude, you're going to be fucking amazing. You're fucking brilliant.
Yeah, once I get out of the military,
you're almost there, man. You're almost there. You're so close. There's a light, man. There's a light. Just remember, there's a light. That's all I'm saying. At the end of that tunnel, there is a fucking light.
Ben, I started seeing my new physician who's going to handle my HRT.
Oh, and nice.
Her name is not important. She is a family medicine doctor.
Hell yeah.
And I thought you should know that. And
hell yeah.
She's very nice, and she's quite progressive, and I just think that if you go to family medicine, you should subspecialty in that, like she's doing.
Well, you don't need a subspecialty to do HRT.
No, I don't mean it in a formal sense. I mean it in a practical sense.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can just do it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, all the providers I know
I'll
reference and research shit all the time. They're like, I got stuck in this article about blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay, what the fuck was that?
I mean, it's a fairly it's funny, like with all the debate there is about it, it's a fairly not complex thing to do. Cause I mean, for the most part, the people that are getting the HRT are very healthy people. Like, sure, there's some like more complicated cases that like might need an endocrinologist, but it's like out of everything that we do, and especially like a family physician who's like been to like decades of school to eat, because like people say that, like people look down on family medicine physicians because they're like not specialized, but like bro, these people have 8 plus 3 plus possibly fellowships, like
Right.
years of,
Yeah.
because like to become a family medicine physician, that's a 4-year undergrad, 4 years med school, and minimum 3 years residency. That's 12 fucking years. So like it's a pretty not complex thing for someone who has 12 years minimum.
I don't know.
Minimum.
You know,
Like, you can do this
say
in
you
your
say all
sleep.
this stuff, Ben, and I know that guy who's on YouTube and watching that video and knows more than you do. Come on, he has been indoctrinated like you.
Yeah. Yeah, that one guy that called in the perspective and told me to my face that he knew more and
Oh,
proceeded to talk
really?
about, oh, that was funny. It was funny. He was
Oh.
saying he was an
I'll be right back.
anti-vax, anti-COVID guy. And he said to my face on this call, like the words, I know more about medicine than you do. Like exactly said that live on a call.
Wow.
Like I like, because normally when I'm answering questions or like I'm talking to somebody, like I'll walk them through things, like the thought process of like, okay, so can we talk about how we demonstrate something, or like why certain things are the way they are? And like, no, with someone like this, I just like, I pimped his ass right there. I was like, rapid fire questions. And then he got all defensive and he's like, well, you're asking me, a guy who doesn't know how to run a hospital, Like, exactly my point, because you claimed to know how to do this and you don't. So that was my point. If you came in and you didn't claim to know what you didn't know, then I wouldn't be giving you all the questions like that. Like, I would take a way nicer approach if you didn't lie about yourself in the first place.
It's been really enjoyable being here, but I need to get going. It's getting a little late for me.
Oh,
thank you.
Granny, come on.
Bye, Granny.
The pussy says bye.
Good night, Granny.
Good night.
Good night, sweetheart.
Thank
I'm glad
for
you
having
came
me.
by.
Okay.
You know, thank
Good
you
night,
for
Cal.
coming.
Good night.
Good having you. I love Granny. She's just great.
Granny's great. She can stay.
She is brilliant and sweet and cares about people and tries to help and gets into some deep shit with some of these religious freaking crazy nut jobs. And yeah, she's great. I love Granny. If you guys, by the way, if you are not subscribed to Godless Granny, you are absolutely fucking nuts. She is amazing. So yeah, if you're not, which I think everybody here is, if you're not, go find her. Godless Granny. There's one of a kind. Can't miss the
Granny
Granny.
Granny is an actual qualified, formerly practicing attorney, and she really knows her shit, and she doesn't loud it over anybody.
We talking
but
about former. She still
explains
works.
things- May I finish my sentence? She explains things very clearly in layman's language that anybody can understand. She's so worth listening to.
Yes, this from the lady who interrupted me twice earlier and ran over top of me. Love you, Jenny. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, she is great though. Kelly's amazing. She really, really is. Oh, I didn't even see anything in the private chat. Fucking lump of muscle. Anyways, Purple, what you think?
About what?
Well, what we were just talking about. I was just giving you a chance to, say whatever's on your mind.
No, I was just kind of going along
Whatever.
and absorbing it, and
Yeah. No, I mean, honestly, I can literally say, since I have never been to college, I can literally say I have no idea what you are going through, Ben. I just don't have a clue. I don't
Like
even
nobody,
know it
nobody
on a
could
college level,
unless
never
they.
mind a medical school level. Like, I don't have a fucking clue.
It's
So,
like, unless someone has been to specifically medical school, like they would have no idea.
yeah, exactly. That's the point, right? And I am far from that. People call and they go, I was just wondering, were you able to resend my prescription in? I'm like, well, I'm waiting on Dr. Warenko to do it. Oh, you can't do it? I was like, honey, if I could do that, I wouldn't be answering the phones. And my salary would be like 10 times what it is right now. So no, I can't do that. Yeah,
People
I know.
don't
I
know
can't.
that
No,
stuff.
I don't
What
know.
you know? Don't be snippy. People don't know that stuff.
No. I say it funny and then they all laugh. I make them laugh saying it. It's not, I don't say it snippy like shitty. I say it like jokingly, like, are you kidding me right now? If I could do that, do you know how much money I'd be making? And they always laugh. And they're like, oh, okay. I thought since it was already sent in once. I'm like, honey, I don't care if it's sent 10 times. We cannot do it. But I promise you, I did send her a message. And she will, as soon as she sees it, she will fill it. And that's just all what I always say. But they always, I'm like, dude, I don't have a clue. Nope. Don't know about no damn med school over here. I don't know nothing about goddamn shit. I went into a college one time. I went to college twice. It was for truck driver school and basic EMT. I see you down there, sucker. Hang on. I was getting you.
Sucker. All right.
What's up, buddy?
Oh,
How you doing?
How's it going?
I haven't talked to you in like a year, bro. How are
I know.
you?
I've been having
Oh,
some.
you can't see it because it's my green screen.
Oh,
I
you
love
got
it.
Back it in, bitch hat.
Hold on.
I can't read it.
I
says
gotta turn
back
off my
in,
green
bitch.
screen.
Hold on.
No, it's just mostly that the image is too small on my screen.
I'm about to change that. Hold on.
That makes two of us.
Okay.
Right.
The camera angle makes the hat look so fucking huge.
It
Right.
does make it look huge.
Because the camera's coming down like this, so it's just
It is.
grim.
Yeah.
So
There
that's
you
kind
go.
of like a modified doggy style, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
There.
Where she's the one
There's
that's
that
moving
hat.
into it.
There you
instead
go.
of-
I'm gonna get one, but Bolt's gonna design me one for me
Yep.
that says Beckett and bitch instead.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna
Yep.
change the A to an E for me.
I am.
It's, yeah.
That will take me moments to do, but I
I know.
haven't.
I've been waiting 2 months, but it's fine. It's fine. You know, I've just said that same like 3 months ago now. No, I'm just teasing you, bro. Hell, I haven't even seen you in like 2 weeks. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
It's been
Or
a while,
3?
yeah.
I know. It's been
Maybe
forever.
more, yeah.
Yeah. I miss your ugly face.
Hell
I mean,
yeah.
your furry face.
Likewise.
It's just 'cause I'm jealous.
Likewise.
You know, I'm just jealous of the face.
I've missed you, Bolt. I feel like I haven't seen you in a
really-
while, even though we played D&D this week. But like,
Yeah. I mean,
it's mostly
being-
because I haven't been around. Because I used to like hang out in your Twitch all the time, and now I can't because stupid cardiology hates me.
is it the cardiology or is it the
Wait a minute.
people?
Well,
The
it's all of the
schedule is
above.
terrible.
Their schedule's bullshit. I
There's
hate it.
there's a crazy catnip running through the chat. Everybody be careful. She has claws.
It can't.
Oh,
I'm not worried
Catnip
about
said,
it.
I'm sorry. Shit is so rough right now, Ben.
Yeah, I've just had like a few weeks of like not wanting to be on.
I do that sometimes. I did that a
Yeah.
couple
Yep.
months ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I disappeared
Everyone
for like
needs
2 or
a
3 weeks.
break.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good to get away from it now and then.
so yeah, and then a little bit of anxiety as well. So I let it go and kind of disappeared.
Oh no.
But the problem now is that here's my problem. Beck, Monday and Wednesday is now my kids' karate night.
I know, buddy. You told me that like I think it was like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago
Yeah.
or something. You
The
said, "Hey, I'm
dancing.
sorry," blah blah blah. I don't remember if
Yeah.
it was a Monday or Wednesday. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I will.
Kid comes first, bro.
Yeah, he does. I usually don't take him when it's light enough that my wife can drive, though. So I'm okay. I can probably be here more.
Cool. Oh my god.
Hey,
I mean,
Hey, catnip.
claws. I also bite.
you're very quiet, Catnip.
I believe you.
Catnip, I missed you.
I know.
I
Look, the
missed you
gang's all
so
back
much,
together.
Catnip.
We have like the
Where?
best gang
Oh
right
my
here.
God.
This is it.
Mhm.
I haven't seen Catnip in so long.
Why are we not driving trucks? All four of us.
Why are we not?
Because
driving
I'm
trucks, all
doing
four of us?
homework,
He's
even though I
studying.
probably shouldn't be, because my brain hurts and isn't even working. But I hate myself if I'm not studying, so that's why I'm doing it.
Mhm.
'Cause
So I
Ben feels
probably
like if
should
he's not
actually
studying, that
take a
he's
break.
Not trying enough. That's what.
Well,
it is.
yes, because
Overachiever.
well, no, because if you're not miserable 100% of the time, then you're not working hard enough. That
You're
is
not
what
a
med
med
school
student.
taught me.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Light at the end of the tunnel, bro. It's there. It's out
So I
there.
should actually take a break, so I might play trucks.
Yeah, you know what? Damn it, Ben.
pointless.
Take a break, play some trucks. Give your brain
Yeah,
a freaking.
I'm gonna do
Jesus
these last
Christ.
2 questions
Okay.
and
I'm holding you
ignore
to it.
my incredibly abysmal score on this round of practice questions, and then I'll play trucks because I do still have to drop off my gasoline in Italy. I'm still taking that long trip because I haven't been able to really get back into it.
Mm.
Hey, that thing that Beck is doing up there, that's legal in my state now.
Hell yeah.
Hey, okay, Catnip. Welcome to the North Side.
Yeah, welcome to the best places to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
right?
really, like it's so weird because over here on the West Coast, the South part is really progressive, right?
Mhm.
Arizona, New Mexico, and Southern California, all really progressive. But then after you
Okay.
get past New Mexico, it just stops.
Mhm.
It stops, and then there's just hate.
Right,
And
yeah.
then you're at the Atlantic Ocean.
Hate as you go east.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's true. That
And
whole
it gets
piece-
worse. It gets
Yeah.
worse as you go
from-
east as well.
Oh yeah, from Arkansas down. Yeah, it's like it starts in Arkansas and it spreads out like a disease, and down here it's really strong. Yeah,
Yeah, like
absolutely.
Florida and fucking Texas. is
Georgia
over.
and Alabama and Mississippi and most of Tennessee and half of
Yeah.
South Carolina and
Most
yeah,
of South
Mississippi.
Carolina.
2/3 of North Carolina,
Yeah, sounds about right.
Asheville area. That's really progressive. It's funny because Asheville is a huge LGBTQIA plus umbrella community there. And it's so weird because you drive like 2 hours east of it and there's all this hatred. So it's
It's
so
weird
weird being in
because
North Carolina.
My
Like, why are you in that state? It doesn't belong there.
my very Republican aunt lives in Asheville, and she is redder than red gets. She thinks that Trump won the election. That's the kind of red we're talking about. She lives in Asheville, so you
Well.
saying that just blows my mind.
Yeah, she's in the right place then. She is in the right place. Yeah.
AOA.
anyways, it's true. It's sad, but it's true.
How the fuck did I get above average on
Whoa,
this
whoa.
test?
Wait. Whoa.
Because you're
Wait.
above average.
Hold on. I have a
No,
new
'cause
truck.
I'm-
It's a plum truck, apparently.
What?
Oh, you have to close the comment
I know.
at the bottom.
I'm doing it right now.
Stool.
Stool above average just means that you didn't screw it up as bad as half of the people in your class.
I know that's what I'm
Hello.
shocked about. Because my brain wasn't working. So,
IOA.
Stool's like smiling.
Stool? What happened?
It's a wild
What
stool.
happened to yellow stool?
yeah, what happened to Yellow Stool?
My lighter just landed like this.
That's so yesterday.
Cool.
He's leaning a little bit, but still.
Stool got to escape for a little bit, and now he's happy.
He looks like he was just going out for a decathlon or something. He's been working
Yeah,
out.
right.
He's in
Do you
his
get to
stool.
stay where you are now, Stool?
Stool, did you trim your beard down? Is it shorter?
It is shorter.
Mm.
Wow.
Revealing the handsome gentleman underneath.
Stool looks
It's
happy
weird.
and well kempt.
Right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It really
my
looks like he's
God.
in a better place now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You look great, dude.
He finally
See my
found that extra
stripes and
razor blade on the
sport.
floor of the hallway. Huh?
Very Slavic of you.
It's very,
Mm.
yes.
Behold my stripes of sport. For I am fit now.
Mm-hmm.
It's me jogging
Yeah.
or
In your
skiing.
tracksuit. Yeah.
You
Mhm.
jog like that, really?
I do. Everybody jogs like that. Yes.
Everybody jogs like that.
This is the
Everybody
British
jogs
way
like
to
that,
jog.
yeah. So how many times has somebody tried to chase you around with a white van and they are coincidentally wearing white as well? How many times has that happened to you in your life?
We're not playing trucks right now, Ox.
They have a wonderful collection of jackets for him.
What I do need to do, I need to share a couple clips from the last trivia night because they're really, really funny.
Oh, they are
Bolt
funny.
and Cat weren't there, but it was so funny.
No,
I'm
I
so
missed
sorry. I was busy losing my mind and trying not to throw myself over every
No,
bridge
you had
I
a
flew
reason
over.
to not be there.
I was drinking elsewhere.
Hey, You need to DM me what city you're in, young lady. I've asked you to do that once already, and you did
Oh
not
shit, dude, I
respond.
forgot. I'm so sorry.
Because I would like to know. Because I mean, I've spent a lot of time in the Northeast. Let's just put it that way.
Well, right now we're
about
living on the base.
about half, maybe a little over half of my driving career was like from Illinois down to like Kentucky, Tennessee, left side of it, down towards like Mississippi to the right. And most of it was in the Northeast. So I know those areas pretty good.
So this clip is called Sex Makes You
Oh, God.
Garbage, because you'll
Here we
find
go.
out why.
Is masturbation not on my watch because I'm a Mormon and you all should be too. So according to Galatians 12:5,
So no.
or thy enemy shalt want it. So do not masturbate. See, over time, you start with a stack of 10 coins, and then every time you masturbate, that goes down until you are a worthless piece of shit. Because having sex makes you garbage.
You gotta hear the last sentence. You gotta hear the last sentence.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Garbage.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back a little bit further. Is it gonna play? Here, you know
And
what?
my cock are a worthless piece of shit. Because having sex makes you garbage.
And then the end part of that speech.
I need you. I needed you to understand me. And now I need you to fear me. I am actually the second coming of Jesus H. Christ. And you may have heard that Jesus was supposed to be a deity, but actually I am the robot spawn of Satan. So,
unless you want to face dire consequences and go to the pits of hell, you will obey me and not touch your belief again.
But hear me out, Ben.
Yeah.
Can I
Thank
touch
you.
other people's willies?
I'm
No.
I
I'm,
love that you switched it back for the thing.
I'm not stopping. You can't make me.
That is the best part, bro.
I love that voice mod.
Boy,
Like,
that-
my favorite.
You
That
will
10
obey me. Thank you.
10 coins and you take it away every time you touch yourself. I'm negative like
Garbage.
500,000 coins now.
Coins.
Well, having
Thank God they
sex
make
makes
coins.
you garbage.
Masturbation makes
If
you
it's
garbage.
10 coins for each time I've masturbated, I'd be rising the national debt.
No, Ox, I'm not playing trucks. Although
don't die
I will
on
tell
us
you
there.
guys, I found a deal on a used computer online, and it's pretty much twice what I have now with my laptop. Like the gigahertz are almost twice as much. The memory, the RAM, everything is pretty much twice as much. So I'm gonna hook that up mañana. After I go
Hell
to the
yeah.
DMV and change my name on my license. After that,
Even more
anyway,
hell yeah.
so I know, right?
I'm so proud of you, Beck.
I know, I'm so excited. I walked in. Look, and the shit thing is it was supposed to be remote. I didn't have to be there, and I walked in. And the lady called me on the way and said, "Hey, we don't have the copy of your affidavit." And I said, "What do you want me to do?" She's like, "Can you email it to me?" I said, "Sure." I said, "But I'll be there in like 3 minutes." And she was like, "Oh, you're coming in?" And I was like, "You said I had to be at court." I've never done this before. Yeah, I'm coming in. Never walked in a courtroom one time in my life for somebody else that got their ass in trouble. And I was in there for like 30 minutes and we were out. I wasn't the center of attention. So not only was this was even worse. I walked in, the whole place was empty. It was just me. So I sat before a judge all by my lonesome with no one else in the rest of the courtroom except for the lady dictating or, transcribing. What do they call it? Somebody. The one that
Stenographer.
types. Thank you. Okay, yes, we'll go with that. I don't know if you're right. You're probably right, Purple. I don't know.
Yes, that's what that's called.
And then one lady who was running and handing paperwork to the judge and
Dictator.
stuff. That was it. And he was just staring at me. But no, he was actually really nice. And he asked me why I was changing my name. And I had debated just telling him that I didn't like the name because it was related to my horrible family or something. I thought about lying, but I'm not a liar. I couldn't, and the truth fell out of my mouth. And I said, well, I'm transitioning, sir. I said, Your Honor, I said, from female to male. And he said, okay. And just like he did with everything else I answered. And then at the end, he said, I'm going to grant this. And I said, thank you, Your Honor. And he said, no problem. Here's your paperwork, blah, blah, blah. Go down to the county clerk's office, the county clerk's office. Not the same as the clerk here. You understand that? I said, yes, Your Honor. And he said, it's at such and such Catronge. Okay, yes, Your Honor. Thank you, sir. You know, and then I went to get up and leave. And he said, and good luck to you. And I said, thank you. I appreciate that, Your Honor. And I turned around and walked out. It was like a 10-minute process. It was done. So, which also tells you guys that I'm not a wanted criminal because they do a background
that's
check on
good.
you.
Oh,
Yeah.
I realized I was eating my sandwich, and Stool probably wants to watch that happen. So
No.
Yeah.
Well,
That-
I could
Food
do.
does turn him on.
If you want me to slum it, I will do so. But I have had ice cream, so.
Oh, so you're good. Yeah.
Beck,
What were you
you are
saying?
wanted. You're just not a criminal. It's fine.
I don't know. It's debatable right now. Maybe later. Maybe not. We'll see. I don't know.
Yes, big enough.
I don't even know what the hell we were talking
There's
about.
a
now. I lost
baby.
it.
there's a baby.
I got
There's a
distracted.
naked baby, which is why my camera keeps going off,
Ah,
because I
see.
can't guarantee she's not going to roam around and she's just in nothing.
Yeah, there'll
but-
be no child porn on my channel. Young
Yeah, there will be
Right.
none of that on
lady. Not
there.
even the accidental kind.
Mom,
Yes, baby.
Mom,
Yeah, you see mommy up there?
hi, Boom.
You saying hi to Bolt? You're so
Hi,
cute.
Bolt. Adorable. Jenny's back. Welcome back, Jenny.
I'm sorry. StreamYards has decided to turn into its usual bitch piece of shit.
No,
And so I
not
can't hear any of you
StreamYards.
what you're saying right now at all. But I know you can hear me.
Yeah.
So fuck StreamYards. StreamYards, it's the biggest piece of shit software next to Windows. Oh, hey, they work together. So
The
we'll see you
baby.
guys later.
Okay. Love you.
The baby's having a fun time.
Good night,
She's
Jenny.
trying to get Bolt to play peekaboo with her. That's what she's doing. Ellie, look. Where did Bolt go? Where did he go? There he is. Where did baby go? Where is Ellie? Bolt, where's baby?
She's so damn cute.
Where did she go?
There she is.
Child should be illegal. I told you.
That
Let's
child
give her
should
that.
be illegal.
She's too freaking cute. She should be
The
illegal.
amount of baby vomit I had to deal with on this drive up here was so much. Just, ugh.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the computer thing. Thank you. So you just got a new computer. Good job, OA. No, I bought a really cheap older one, but it has a dedicated graphics card that's way faster than this integrated one is. It's got either 4 or 8 more gig of RAM, and I'm going from 128 to 500 gigabytes.
Have you tried trucks on it yet?
It's in a box right next to me. I just literally pulled it off their front
Hell
porch
yeah.
this afternoon. So I'm gonna hook it up tomorrow.
Plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in, plug it in.
Yeah,
haven't
you're
done
gonna
it yet.
set that up, and then you're gonna play trucks on it. You're gonna be like, what?
And he said, "You're not gonna be happy with that." And I said, "Why not?" And he's like showing me these $300 ones. I was like, "Dick, I don't have that money. I spent $130 on this. That's
Nice.
the kind of money I have right now. That's it. I can't,
Yeah.
I can't." So he was like, "Well, you're not gonna be happy with it. You might as well just send it back." And I'm like, "Oh, let me plug it in. Maybe it's great." It's still, I mean, I'm looking at my computer and it looks better for half the price I paid for this. No, not half the price. A quarter of the price I paid for this fucking.
Well, it's got better
laptop.
specs than your current computer. And
Yeah,
it'll
I have a
probably-
It's an
laptop.
upgrade.
Right.
And it's a mini laptop. It's a 15 inch. It's not
Yeah.
a full size laptop. It doesn't have enough power to do that shit. It's far from
Yeah.
a gaming cab. I mean, it's just
When-
you can't handle it.
When you start
if I
trying trucks,
watch-
it'll be better then.
Yeah, if I watch somebody on YouTube and I try to play trucks at the same time, it goes because I'm consuming all the memory to do it.
Well, that's
It
both
just can't
Sloth
handle it.
Girl's computer and the desktop I'm on now. I bought both of these as refurbished machines. So they were
Right.
like half the price of things with similar capabilities.
And I said, well, if all else fails, I can always add to it. And he said, well, if it's one of the smaller boxes, it won't have room. I said, the box is $25. I don't care about that. I don't care about the box. It's literally, you can get one for like $20. Like, the box itself is the cheap part. It's the inside of it that matters.
You're not gonna eat.
Yeah, that's what I have. OA. I have a but mine's a laptop. But I have a HP and it's touch screen and has the art software and shit on it because I was like, oh, I'm gonna try to draw. Yeah, no, I can't draw. I gave up on that shit. But anyways, but it is also a touch screen and everything, which is kind of cool because I've had my computer glitch before and my mouse didn't work. Just happened to be like right after I spilled some iced tea on it. But anyways, not the point.
Yeah, sure.
It didn't work right for like a day and something was stuck. And so I couldn't hit the enter. That's what it was. The enter button was stuck. So I was having trouble with that in the mouse pad. So, but I clicked on my screen until it went away. And now it's been fine ever since. But I had to dry that tea out of there, I guess. Maybe I filled it with like cigarette ashes and it just sucked up the tea. I don't know. But it was convenient to be able to touch the screen and move the fucking mouse around and do what I wanted to do with that not working right. So yeah, touch screens are great. And I went ahead and bought that bamboo pen. So if you don't have it and anybody wants one, just tell me. I will give you $100 bamboo pen for drawing for free. I'm never going to fucking use it. I don't know why I blew the money on it. But yeah, I have a $99 touchscreen pen. I was feeling saucy that day when I bought my laptop. And I was already spending like $700 some odd on that. So I said, just fuck it. What's another $100? So, I mean, it's a good laptop for what it is, but you get the smaller ones and you don't have as much shit on the inside of it because it's smaller. There's less room and they don't put as much shit in it. So, yeah, laptops are great for when you're moving around, but they're not good for doing what I'm trying to do.
Are you an owl?
Are you owl?
Is Bolt an owl? He's an owl bear. He's already.
I'm an owl bear.
Thank you, Carol. I'm also happy that I'm not a criminal. It's good to know once in a while that nobody's after you. Makes you feel a little safer in the world.
Well,
and I just gotta watch the transphobes. No, we don't have any of those here. I don't think so.
I'm taking gasoline to Italy.
No. Gasoline.
Oh, I'm glad you're taking a break.
To Italy.
Yeah.
Awesome. How you
6
been?
hours left in this trip.
Still, how you been? You're muted.
You should unmute yourself, Mr. Man.
There you go. Now try it again.
I'm a penis.
Are you? All I heard was penis. That's all I heard. What are you doing, buddy? How are you?
He said he's a penis, so he's doing penis things. Obviously.
Yes. Oh, is that?
No,
what
I'm
he
a
said?
penis because I was talking whilst I was muted, and that's the.
Oh,
that's a very penis thing to do.
I mean, you're right.
Is
A
Plum
flaccid one though.
painted your truck, or is that what you're hauling?
You're not an owl, Ellie.
You see, despite my trucker's appearance, I haven't actually played with my plums for over a week now, so I do need to attend to that matter very soon.
Get back to the milk empire, milk and plums empire.
Carol, send them my way. I'll tell them about themselves.
Mostly plums these days.
Do you make more money with the plums?
I'm finding my plum fiddling to be quite lucrative. I leave the milk, and I was going to say the milk and the jizz. Why would I say that? I leave the milk to my don't look surprised. I leave the milk to my young employees because, to be honest, milk is beneath me. I concentrate on the important matters such as the heavy plums.
You know, Stool, you just reminded me of a story I have real quick. I went in the store and there was like this weird milk shortage in our area for like 4 days. And I go into the store and as I walk up to the milk, I go, oh, that's right. There's some kind of milk shortage right now. There's not a lot of milk coming in our town. I can't remember what it was, but it only lasted for like 3 or 4 days. So I walk in there and this is like day 3 of it, right? And I looked at the shelves and there's oat milk, which did not look appetizing. And then there's like the 1% or whatever. And nothing else. Everything 2% and up is gone. And I always drink whole milk. I can't stand that other watered down shit. So I looked at the guy that was moving the milk around, trying to straighten it up because it was so empty. And I said, who the hell buys 1% milk? And he said, the people that don't have any other milk to buy. I said, touche, sir. And I grabbed it. He said, do like my grandma used to do. And I said, what's that? And he said, she put half and half in it. And I went, ooh, and I grabbed the thing half and half and I left. I said, sold.
Beck, I was trying to. I wanted to
for a couple days.
I wanted to clip out what Stool said, but your Twitch settings don't let people clip things.
Why are you trying to clip it on? Do you have to clip it on Twitch?
Audacity.
I don't know what my
It's
settings
easy
are
to
on
clip
my
on
Twitch.
Twitch. It's easy to clip on Twitch.
Let me go.
I wanted the part where Stool was talking about the milk and the jizz.
Well, you just opened yourself up for a jolly good clipping there, young man, haven't you?
Yeah. Well, I was gonna get you saying it and add it to my compilation.
Your weird compilation is going to get you arrested.
Yeah. By the Plum King.
It's
Okay,
good.
where's that setting at, Ben? So I don't have to dig for it.
I don't know, but I tried to clip, and it said, "Sorry, the settings on this video say you can't clip." So.
Damn it, Beck. How dare you? The audacity.
I'm looking. Hold on. Come, everybody. Just take
Well,
a deep
what's
breath.
the point of having Stool in a
I
stream?
don't know
if you
anything
can't
about
clip?
this shit.
Right?
I don't know anything about this shit.
I mean, we do like him.
We do like Stool, but also I like the clips.
Also, he's a meme-making machine.
He is a meme-making
I
machine.
mean, I like
for
him
real.
just because I like him. Like, he doesn't have to make memes.
Well, yeah, but also it's a yes and. Like, yes, I like Stool because he's awesome, and I like that he's a meme-making machine.
You're such a pervert.
Yeah? Okay.
In fact, I am. Thanks for noticing.
I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just like looking through all the settings.
What was up with your chat and the penis wheel?
Don't make it sound weird. Every time I come along, you do this. You tell people that I'm weird. I was doing
No,
science.
I just said that you were talking about a penis wheel.
And that's why is that so bizarre?
Stool, hear me out. I would like you to explain to me what Ben is talking about without making it sound weird. Can you tell me about the penis wheel without making it sound weird? Since Ben isn't doing it right, apparently. Because I need to know.
No, I was doing science about the penis wheel, and I've moved on now.
Okay,
Were you doing
well,
multiple
I'm gonna
sciences or just one science?
All the science.
All of the science. Good. We were doing multiple sciences about the penis wheel. What did we find?
Well,
Ben, it could be that I'm nobody on Twitch because I can find no setting for that. I just looked through everything.
I don't know.
So I don't know. But anyways, go ahead, guys. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't use Twitch because it's shit, but it's probably one of these things that only the popular people who pay for shit can do.
Well, no, that's not true. You don't have to be an affiliate to have Twitch clips made of your shit because people have clipped my shit, and I am not affiliate yet. Although I
don't
could
know,
get
but
really close to it.
I've never touched any setting on there. I just set the account up. I never turned anything on or off. I don't fucking know.
That's the best compliment ever. I love that.
You like that?
I love it.
You do look like you should be like getting out of a little sporty kind of car, like you're like 19 and you're delivering pizzas for Domino's. That's what it looks like right now. Maybe Pizza Hut.
So,
yeah, it does look rather like the Domino's uniform.
So,
Look at me.
So this whole weird conversation started with
Okay,
Stool
I'm muting you,
saying
Catnip. Go ahead.
Stool saying that dreams are weird. I've just put my attractive meaty penis into a sandwich and fed all the hungry people of the world.
Wow.
Everyone knows I have a mega wiener. I fed the world with it. And then gonna get Michael Jackson to sing my mega wiener feed the world song. And then I
Oh,
said,
God.
what? And then Stool says, go away, pervert. We're discussing my meaty goodness. And then fast
And who's the pervert?
forward to later in the chat.
Oh my god.
Oh, and then later on, Stool had to mention that he had farted, and that was important to know. And then, still achy and sleepy when student Dr. Ben examines my right shoulder. I will get him to check out my thick and meaty goodness. I think it might be too heavy. Maybe it needs a wheel. And then I need one of those white gown things and some rhubarb crumble with custard. I like to eat when being measured for a wheel. I'd like my new wheel to be wooden and varnished. And then he posts a picture of a wheel and then says, like this, but maybe painted yellow. And then I said, where's the wheel going? And then he said, it's my penis wheel. Tell Bolt to craft me a yellow penis wheel. and
Yes.
then something, and then Stool posts a Star Trek video and says, might have a poo later. It's nice needing a poo. It's been a long time.
Why did you never tell me that he wanted me to craft him a penis?
Oh my
You see,
god.
when he says it, it sounds weird.
Oh my
No, you're
god.
crafting a penis wheel.
Oh, a
And
penis
you were
wheel.
tagged in the chat. You were tagged
Oh,
in the Twitter
all
chat
right,
about
well,
it.
I guess I wasn't paying attention to that part.
Yeah.
That's
Whoa.
fair. You seldom pay attention to shit that
Crazy.
happens on Twitter.
So how would you explain this conversation without being weird?
The whole entire thing is weird. You have no hope. There's no
Yeah,
hope.
fair enough.
Where does
stand
penis
corrected.
wheel come from?
I understand your confusion. Now that you've said it, it did sound slightly weird.
Now that you said it, it didn't seem weird when I typed, but now it seems weird.
It didn't seem weird when you asked me to fit you for a penis wheel, especially when you're
Check your
being
meaty
fitted for a
goodness
wheel while you eat
while looking at
rhubarb
your
custard.
shoulder.
No, see, it was perfectly normal and rational
bad.
when he said it the first time. But now that you're it's entirely
No,
wrong.
no, there's
Totally
no way you
rational.
can get out of that. It's just horrible no matter what.
Oh, he knows it. He knows it's
Oh, I
weird.
know he knows it. Yeah. Just sitting there all innocent like I don't know what he's talking
It's
about.
like, what? I didn't say anything like that.
No, he didn't say it. He typed it though. And
He
there's
typed
evidence.
it.
What are you asserting about Pizza Guy here? Don't do this.
You look like you should be at the drive-through for rallies with the headset
Well,
on.
Well, and then something else that happened. What was that Stool had commented on something that Shannon Q had tweeted and asked for me to post, or he was like, where's my dogging queen video? And Shannon Q's Twitter and I just died. Actually, I have to, or no, something about the queen, and then Stool had ended up bringing up the dogging queen video, to which I posted the dogging queen video.
You are the dogging queen. Fuck with me. I don't even know how you do that, man. Fuck. You guys are too much.
I wouldn't usually take screenshots of myself, but Beck Mr. B just made me laugh. I look like a complete tit.
In
God,
America, we
Stool.
call that a boob. It looked like a complete tit. No, actually, Stool, you don't look that good. I'm sorry. I've seen a lot of tits in my life, and you don't look quite that good, bro. Not quite like a tit. I like tits. They're great.
We know.
I really like them.
I didn't
Definitely a
realize
tit
it.
man. I'm a tit and ass man.
I didn't
It's
realize
true. I don't
what
care about legs, tits and ass. That's what it's all
Helical
about.
looked like.
I like how Stool's not a pair of tits, he's just a singular tit.
Oh yeah, just one. Yeah, he just one. He's only one stool. Why would he be two? It's not like he's two stools. Why would he be two tits? That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, your logic makes sense.
Please don't multiply stool. Don't do it.
We need multiple stools.
No, we do not. One is enough.
We need 37 more.
37
One
more
stool is
stools.
quite enough for an inhabited planet.
I'm just saying, don't get stool wet.
No, don't get me wet.
No, he's not offended, Carol. He's excited that you think he looks like a pizza
Are
delivery guy.
we allowed to feed him after midnight?
No.
No, God,
do
no.
not.
Okay, but midnight, my time or his time?
Whatever time zone he's in.
Hey, I'll have you know, when Mr. B posted the linky thing for this, which, by the way, was like a million hours ago, why do you always do it so far in advance?
That is not even true, Stool. I usually do it around 4 or 5 p.m. right before I leave work. This
Well-
is the first time in like a year I have done it early, and it was in the morning, not days before. So
It was days before. For me, it was
it was
yesterday.
not, fuck
That
off.
was a
No,
long time ago.
you know what, you little bastard.
Yeah.
And also, you know, the queen might be there.
She
It is
is the
February.
dogging queen,
Can't hear it. man.
young and lean on a tangerine.
What's she talking on that?
Her ears
We're
really
clipping that. I hope someone's
That
clipping
better?
that.
Oh, did
There you
it feel
go.
good? Did it feel
I
good?
hope someone clipping that are the final words we ever need to hear before I immediately clip something.
Tubian said, but what if you're on a plane and you cross a time zone? That never happens at midnight. Shh. Be
Look
quiet.
at that
I don't
cat.
know.
Look at
I
that
didn't
cat.
write
though.
Gremlins. Isn't she cute? This is the good baby that doesn't cause any trouble.
Does daylight savings time give you an extra hour to feed them?
No.
I thought I was going to have small cats. I was so fooled. Their mother is like 8.5 pounds, 9 pounds. She's like this long. And she got really tall, long legs, and she's like this wide. She's like a little skinny thing with this like medium short hair. Perfect cat. And then I get these big monsters with long hair. Well, not
That's
long,
what you
long
get for giving them food every day.
Yeah, they're never gonna go away like this. Actually, she is Houdini. She tries to get out. She's gotten out several times, and I've had to chase her and try to trick her while she's underneath my house because you can't crawl underneath of it. There's not enough room. So
I'm in the
like
cat
try to
room.
like go after her here. She tries to run that way, and I go over and I try to grab her real quick. And there's like, just so you guys know, I live in the high desert. There's like cacti and stuff around my house that I'm trying to avoid while doing this. And you can't kneel down because there's those little goat heads everywhere. Do never ever kneel down without some protected knees. Like, I don't know, put knee pads on before you kneel down in New Mexico. You do not do that here.
What are go heads?
So yeah, so I'm trying to like bend over and not touch the ground. It's like ground's on fire, right? And try to get this cat off underneath my house. Yeah, that's why I said to my brother, I need you to make me a screen door. I can't do this anymore. She's driving me fucking nuts. OA has a gizmo in her room.
So what it sounds like is that Beck was chasing pussy around his house.
I've done it several times. He used to get out, but then the last place I lived, the landlord has this dog, and it's like a sheepdog, cattle dog rather, not sheep, but cattle dog. And they have really, really thick fur, and their fur is so dense that when they walk, it shifts like this constantly. It's so weird. And they're like solid muscle, and their bodies are just thick as fuck. And they have these really, really thick fur on their neck. And I said to her, why are they like that? Is it because of like coyotes? She's like, oh yeah, they're like they're indigenous to this area. So if a coyote grabs her neck, they're just gonna laugh. Like, you're not gonna kill that fucking dog by grabbing its neck. Like, it's fur, you can just grab it like this, a handful.
Yeah.
Um,
the thick neck
but
gives
anyways,
them a defense.
that dog, he got out, and that dog was outside, and he chased him for a good 5-7 minutes. And I couldn't find him, and the dog's name is Sparky. I swear to God it is. And I was like, Sparky, where's he at? Find the cat. So he went right over to him and looked up in the tree. I didn't know where he was. He was up high. So I finally got him out of the tree, and I finally got a hold of him. And by the time I got a hold of him, he was like, can you please take me home right now? Oh my God, this sucks. And I'm like, yeah. So now if I open the door, he'll look. But if I come, like, if anybody moves in that area, he's like, oh, don't take me out there. He's scared to be outside now. He is not interested anymore. But she hasn't been chased yet. So, and I keep telling her, there's coyotes out there. They will eat you. You will be dinner. So you're not going outside. That just will stress me out. It's not happening. Are goat heads like koya? Choya? Choa? Choya. It's choya. I had to think about it for a second. I'm learning all this. I have to retrain my brain for Spanish. They are little things that fall off of the plants, and they literally look like a goat head. So there's a piece that comes down like this, and then there's a piece on each side that goes up like this, and then it's pointy this way. So no matter how you step on it, you're wrong, and they hurt like a bitch. I have walked outside with my nice Sketcher sandals with like the sneaker bottom on them, and came back to my door and flipped it over and had to stand there for about 15 minutes pulling all the goat heads out of the bottom of my shoe so I could bring it inside. Because you don't want you don't want to step on them barefoot. Like, you will howl. It hurts. Fuck Legos. Step on a goat head.
Nature's
like, they told me that when
caltrops,
I moved here. I had no idea, but they were right. Oh, they're just little fucking devils, and they're tiny, and you can't see them. They just blend in with the ground. And if you don't walk outside barefoot. Not here. Nope. Do not. I don't give a fuck. The people in downtown can get away with it. Anybody outside the center of the city, there's goat heads everywhere. So, actually, some people make tea out of them. Goat head tea. I don't know if you really should be drinking that or not. I would not advise trying it. Talk to your doctor. Any disclaimer you can think of. But I know some people around here make some kind of like tea or something out of it.
Have you ever heard Johnny Cash's Mean as Hell?
I'm not sure.
It starts out with a thing about how the devil made the desert. That God gave him this tract of land because it was so crappy he didn't even think he could make a hell out of it.
Oh.
Wow. Wow.
Well, see, but I'm in the high desert. I'm not in the low desert. The low desert is where there's nothing and there's mesas and stuff. Here, there are trees, and they're just not huge trees until you go up on the mountain. Go up on the mountain, there's huge fucking pine trees everywhere, and it's beautiful. So it's kind of weird here because you could drive up on the mountain. You can do all this in one day. I'm not even kidding. If you it's the right time of the year, at the beginning of the snow, when snow hits, and we're at the end of it, you can go up on the mountain and go skiing. You can come down here and walk around downtown with a light jacket on, and then you can go down south of here and like go fishing and shit. And it's fucking comfortable to have no jacket on. Because as soon as you go down that mountain that we are part of, you get like 10 degrees. It gets 10 degrees warmer. It's literally 10 degrees warmer an hour south of me all the time. Because we're up a little higher. Well, we're at 10,000 feet, I think, or 7,500. No, 7,500 feet. Anyways, yeah, so it's not that bad here. I actually like it. Because in the wintertime here, you'll get, say, 2 to 4 days of snow, right? And then you'll have 3 days of nice weather. And then you have 4 days of snow. And then you have, of cold and some snow. And then you'll have 2 or 3 days of nice weather. And then all the snow's gone. And you're like wearing a light jacket or nothing. And then you just get like the warm days just get nicer and nicer. And while it's still snowing in between, it's really weird. And then all of a sudden the snow stops and rain starts. And then it's like fucking beautiful and you're sweating your ass off. It's hot. So it's really weird. Cactus tea. Yeah, no, it doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, Mage, kind of like sand spurs. Very similar. They look different though. Sand spurs have more points on them, I believe, if I remember correctly. It's been a long time since I lived at the beach. I hated sand spurs. God, these fuckers were everywhere, and they just blow in the wind. You never know where you're gonna find them. Boy, I have totally killed this conversation talking about goat heads, haven't I? Yep.
Have you?
Maybe a little bit.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's okay. I can own it. It's fine. It is fine. Catnip, you did hear me that I said I muted you, right? Because she was being pretty loud there for a minute. So if you're talking, we can't hear you. Anyways, no, I actually like living out here. It was a little bit of adjustment, but it's way better than living in the Northeast anywhere or on the East Coast with all that fucking like wet, cold, snowy season. Everything's wet all the time. It's always humid and shit. Fuck that. I don't miss it a bit. It's pleasantly dry here. Even on the hot days, it's not so bad because you don't get all sweaty and shit. It evaporates off you too. Everything's dry here. You also don't have to worry about stuff that normally has to be packaged up to keep from getting moisture to it. You don't have to worry about it as much here. Like I don't know, just name something. It's not going to get gross. Like you don't have to keep your pasta all wrapped up or anything. It's not going to get any moisture here. It'll be nice and dry when you go to cook it. So, oh God, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours. I think I'm done, guys. I think everybody else is done too.
Yeah, we can always hang out backstage.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do that and play some trucks for a little bit.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah. So everybody in the chat, thank you guys for coming. I always appreciate you guys. Always good conversations and laughs. So thank you for that. Everybody on the panel, and especially 3 of you that I haven't seen in a long time. I'm glad you guys stopped by, even though you're busy. You're not going to respond to me right now. It's fine. You little icon fuckers. But I love you guys anyways. Purple, thanks for stopping by. I've liked you coming by more. It's great.
Oh yeah, always like hanging out with you.
Yeah, it's always a good time. You always drop some knowledge I'm not ready for. It's kind of like when I'm talking to Jenny. You never know what's going to come out.
Yep.
Ben, I hope you're playing trucks right now and not studying.
Oh no, I'm playing trucks. Yeah.
Good. You need a break, bro. All right, so everybody at the panel, thanks for coming by, and I appreciate you guys. So everybody have a lovely fucking evening. We will see you guys on Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern over on Ben's Twitch for trivia night. And remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Have some peace in your life.